It's definitely just all mental. Because he comes close consistently.
That is not true.
You don't
it's
think
not
so?
all mental.
I think after like when you're
What are you
on
talking
hour
about?
7, it's probably hard to stay dialed in on your swing. You're probably just trying to make contact
what
with the
I
ball.
just said is like Bryson DeChambeau is going to do it in 1/10 of the time that I'm going to do it, which is going to be 1/10 of the time that presumably Jerry's going to do it.
I think your level of skill in golf plays a huge factor for probably the first 4 hours, and then I think after hour 4 it's just like whatever happens.
Well, then it's endurance. And
yeah.
Again, guys who train for golf, strength and all that are going to have a better ability to keep
that
going.
is true.
You think guys who have just more calloused hands would do like a construction worker would have a better chance of
100%.
Don't you at a certain point rip up your hands though, even if you have calluses?
Yeah, but I think it's tough to get to that point.
ripping off a callus is insane. It's disgusting.
I've got some calluses.
You're a man.
Well, I've been throwing up weight.
All right, let's start.
I don't have a
Overhead
single
lunges.
callus.
I want to this is all good ass shit.
All right, ready?
Yeah. Let's make it a good one.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is
Monday.
Well, I was trying to decide if we wanted to be honest or not.
Why wouldn't you? Why would you be honest?
Well, he's always honest, and has never been a reason to be.
I like to be honest with the audience. This is a 4-year-old episode.
This is my first time back in Barstool.
Welcome back, Francis.
I can't believe you guys have snuck me in here.
Well, it's actually not. We're not banking it that far in advance. It's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Francis has to go to
Friday, January
Nashville.
3rd.
It's Friday. It's Friday, J3, and Francis has to go back to Nashville.
I thought you were going to D.C.
No, I'm going to Nashville on Monday.
January 6th?
Oh, fuck. I should swing.
He's going to do the Bussin' with the Boys podcast.
I wonder what those brothers are doing for J6.
Something probably huge.
Probably going to a UFC event with Dana White.
Yeah, probably, if I had to guess.
Tunnel of Chaos.
Did you see
Secret tunnel they built into the White House?
The video that Will Compton was filming of Tate and Taylor Lewan arguing?
I watched 10 seconds of it.
But then they made a joke that Taylor voted for Kamala, and I've never seen Taylor laugh so hard as if it was the furthest thing possible from the truth. He screamed, laughed. It was amazing.
Who said that joke?
I think Will did.
Will did?
Will said it he was like, yeah, he said Kamala because that's who we voted for. And I think Lewan shit himself laughing so
now
hard.
I want to watch it.
It was so joyous.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
I'm excited to see those guys. I'm excited to do that pod. I wouldn't fly to Nashville for 3 hours for many podcasts.
So you're not staying over?
No.
I don't know why I sounded like Andrew Tate when I said that, but you're not even gonna fly in on Sunday night and have a night at the One Hotel Nashville or the W.
Now you're talking my language.
There's across from the W. There's a fantastic Greek restaurant that would really tickle your fancy.
There's a great restaurant in Nashville that I really like called June, which I wouldn't mind hitting back again.
Yeah, you could hear some live music in the lobby of the hotel too.
That's always fun. The airport.
The airport, yeah.
Just a little, what are you doing? You got any gigs today? Yeah, I'm going to Terminal C, Gate 14. We got 2 hours there.
There's really nothing worse than an early flight to Nashville and then getting to the hotel and there's just some random dude.
Away again.
Yeah. Just right next to the check-in counter, just slamming the guitar.
They're always playing Tennessee whiskey, when you get down.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
But they're also so frustratingly good at music.
It's crazy.
Really?
They'd be the best singer in New York.
No.
The most average singers in Nashville. When Pop Punk performed in Nashville, everybody was so disappointed at the quality of my voice. They were like, what is this guy fucking singing? We can go next door and see some ripped 6'4" dude who can play the guitar beautifully that sings like Pavarotti. We're looking at this bag of milk fucking belching out Blink 182. Nasty work. The rest of the band's great, though.
Sass, give us the update.
I don't really have any updates.
Give us the fucking update, brother.
Tell us about yourself.
Just been hanging out. Went home for Christmas.
Now you're talking.
Now we're going.
Then went back to New York.
Any dips? Any dips at home?
What does that mean?
Like, did you have any dips served with your family?
No, not really.
Not even a single.
Not that
dip?
I can think of. No.
Maybe like a roasted
Couple
tomato.
charcuteries.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Couple boards.
Okay, a board.
Couple charcuterie slabs.
Okay, what kind of cheeses were we working with?
I don't know.
Just
Definitely a sharp cheddar in there.
I believe it.
But I'm not sure what the other
Anything
ones
soft?
were.
Anything soft? I was just gonna ask.
Yeah.
And did your folks bring it to sort of a room temperature?
There were definitely some soft ones. I don't know what they were called though.
Breeze, maybe?
There was definitely a
Camembert. Camembert.
I do not think we had any camembert.
That's my favorite of the softs.
I like a soft cheese.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What about with some fig jam?
You know what we did have was some pigs in a blanket on Christmas Day.
Swish?
Delish.
Homemade or bought from the store?
I don't know. Was that my cousin's?
I'm guessing they weren't homemade. No
I'm
offense to
assuming
your
they
cousin.
were not homemade.
Yeah.
Well, you can do the homemade hack where you just get the Pillsbury and you wrap the little Pillsbury croissant. You rip that into little things and wrap that around. So it's semi-homemade. But I doubt
think
they
these
even
were-
did that.
I don't think these were homemade, but they were great. Very tasty.
That's great.
Especially because I was a hungry boy, and the food wasn't ready, but they brought out the pigs in the blanket. And I
Nice.
just started munching immediately.
It's great. I've been cooking up a storm.
Very nice.
Really, really, I have been. Last night I made roasted carrots with a Greek yogurt and garlic and lemon sauce, sort of a base
Chobani?
sauce. And then I drizzled them in honey with some crumbled pistachios and
Lovely.
cilantro chopped over the top.
What kind of yogurt did you use as your base?
2% faya.
Brand?
Fire.
Oh, Faya.
You probably think it's fage.
Yeah, I've always thought that's
They've
what
got
it
it
was.
on the tub.
Oh, really? The pronunciation?
They say it's faya, not fage.
Not
Interesting.
fag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How soft?
I didn't know if you mixed in like a danimals?
Danimals as a dip for my carrots? Are you out of your fucking
No, it
mind?
could have been fun.
Fruit
The
on the
Oreo
bottom
top.
Yeah, maybe a Yoplait.
with a fucking maze on the back. 7 proofs of purchase and you get a boogie board? No, that is not how you make a nice roasted carrot
It
dip.
could have been interesting. I'd just give it a try next time. What if the flavor was crazy?
I'm pretty sure that strawberry kiwi does not go with roasted carrots.
That's
Thank
what
you
you
very
think.
much, Sass.
That's what you think.
How soft did
know.
the carrots wind up?
They were good. They were sort of blistered on the outside and nice and jammy on the inside. Not quite jammy. Almost between a jammy and a mealy.
Oh my god, that sounds good.
Yeah, it was good.
Holy fuck!
That
And
does
what'd you
sound to
pair
die
them with?
for.
A roast?
No, then I did
A Cornish game hen?
I did some roasted sweet potatoes that were wrapped in tin foil, which I sliced open, and then I did some sort of organic butter, unsalted, salt, pepper, and a little spritz of lime juice. Actually, goes a long way. You wouldn't have thought that, probably, Sass.
Oh no, I would. Lime juice goes well with everything.
Okay, and then I air fried some chicken thighs that were spritz. They were kind of paprika, salt, pepper, a little brown sugar, garlic powder, and a couple other spices that I used.
I'm
And those
picturing
were-
you hitting this all just solo dining on a TV tray with a fucking hour-long Sky Brie porno on. Just watching it on the big screen. That's kind of how I'm seeing it myself. Just you napkin tucked into the top of your,
Exactly what I'm picturing as well.
several forks,
There's
several
nothing
different
like a
knives.
good mid-meal prep hog crank with your hands covered in wet chicken goo. Most guys would wash,
Yeah.
and I
not
say
you.
no. Sky deserves
Nature's
it.
lubricant.
Use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Nature's lubricant. I saw Sky Brie was trying to get back in with her old boyfriend. You know who Sky Brie is?
I know who Sky Brie is. I know her because of Glennie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
the
how I
gateway
know her.
drug to Sky Brie. But
Yeah.
she's fucking huge.
Yeah, she's a tank.
What do you mean? Like, you mean she could take a beating? You mean she could take rounds
She's
off the side of
jacked.
her? I know you know who she is. She's big in the streaming world, bro.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I know her. I know the name.
Sky Bry.
Yeah.
She's big in the streaming world, and she was big.
I'm not familiar with her work though.
No, I really mostly know her work from the streaming world.
Mm-hmm.
She tried to kiss her ex-boyfriend at the club.
Damn.
I know.
Wow.
Crazy.
She does like in-person streams.
I think so. I don't fucking know.
Woman on
What
the
do
street.
they call that?
Woman on the
Woman on the
street.
street. Sky on the
Tank
street.
on the street.
Tank on the street.
Tiananmen Square.
Yeah.
Fat bitches on the street.
Fires on the street.
Lil Sass calls Sky Bree fat.
Oh man,
She's gross. She's gross.
yeah. I'm.
For her choices.
I haven't done a single thing in the last week,
Yeah, that's
or
so
I guess
nice.
2 weeks. My brain is fucking fried right now.
From what? You said you haven't done anything. I
Just
think that would be
playing
restive.
so many video games.
Oh, yeah?
Ranked.
Are you?
Yeah.
What?
What?
No, it's like a game mode on Call of Duty.
Oh,
ranked play?
I thought you were saying you're ranked.
Well, I am.
What are you? Are you if this
Platinum.
were chess, would you be grandmaster?
No.
No.
I don't cheat. That's why.
Got it.
what about the guys really quick that take they take a rubber band, put it around the joystick, and keep their avatar spinning all night long, so as to ensure that they are racking up experience points or something like that?
I don't know if that's a thing.
I've seen that thing.
I don't know what that would do in Call of Duty other than get you would just die constantly.
There's some game where people do that. I don't know what it is.
Sky Bree is always doing that.
The younger brother of this girl that I used to, have. This was a long time ago, but that I used to sort of see. I would come in and we would want to watch a movie in the basement. This was when I was in high school.
Yeah.
And we weren't allowed to use the TV because it would just have his guy on there spinning around.
That's a fucking
I
classic
can't think of a
move.
single reason as to why you would want to do that. Hey, maybe it must be a different game.
Might have been Halo.
Yeah,
Is
I
it
don't
possible
know.
that it was Halo?
Could have been. I never really got into
Halo rings a bell.
Yeah, great game. Halo Reach. That was the only one I ever played.
You could have been playing
Halo 3.
Tasmanian Devil the game.
Mm.
Could have been something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what game you'd want to play where you were not playing, but you were in the game just getting killed constantly.
Tasmanian Devil 5, where you just have to spin around for like hours on end.
They increased the rotation, the RPMs.
Maybe he was like going to the bathroom and he didn't want to get kicked.
No, he did it all night.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. That feels like a good way to just have your KD be brutal.
Maybe he was just trying to cock block you.
Yeah.
Maybe he knew that you were trying to slide down to the basement to get some hanky panky on.
Or
and he's
maybe
like,
he was like
I need the TV.
using it to masturbate. Like holding down the
Yes,
trigger
yes.
so that the controller
gross.
vibrates.
He wasn't there, and it would still be spinning.
Yeah, no, it sounds like something was wrong with him.
Somebody out there weigh in on this, because
It has to
that
be
is a thing, and it made sense when he explained
Well,
it
in
to me.
Call of Duty, you get XP for like doing well and completing like daily objectives and shit.
I see.
But I don't think one of the daily objectives is just be online for 24 hours straight.
Right, okay, right. Mm.
Are you sure that it wasn't like the World Championships of Ice Skating or something like that video game?
I do
and he
get
was just
those
hitting
confused, because I was fingering girls to that too in high school.
How did the masturbating with the controller work?
Well, the controller vibrates. I don't think you would actually masturbate to it unless maybe you were a girl.
Yeah, that sounds more girl behavior.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
But occasionally you throw the controller on your ball sack.
It just press it flush to your ball sack.
Yeah, throw it on
Taint.
the balls.
Taint.
Maybe pull out a light machine gun, hold the trigger down.
Yeah, or like a run with Adrian Peterson and Madden or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Just
Exactly.
But
Just
you-
take some big hits.
You'd need a cheat code for unlimited ammo.
You can hop in the firing range.
Oh, is that where you can practice?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
spoken like a man.
I've been putting in a lot of hours in the firing range.
Yeah,
Well, I got a new PlayStation controller for Christmas. I got the PlayStation Edge. Very, very nice controller.
Is that the one that brings you right to the point of climax?
It does,
And
yes.
then stops the firing?
Yeah. It has paddles on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm unstoppable.
Bat your balls around.
Who got
Yeah.
that for you?
I got it for myself.
Did you get
For Christmas?
Did you buy presents for your family?
Yeah.
One for each person?
Yeah.
Good ones?
Great.
Were they pleased?
Yes.
What
Got
do
my
you
dad a fishing rod.
Now you're talking.
Nice.
We did some casts in the yard. Very nice.
Wow, that does sound good.
Beautiful 5-weight. Orbis Clearwater.
Is he quite is he taking up fishing because of you?
No, he's always fished, but he never has fly fished.
So he's getting into that to bond with you. Yeah.
No, I bought him the rod. I don't think he had any intentions of getting into fly fishing.
You bought it to bond with him.
I just bought him the rod because I was like, you should try it.
You said, here's my favorite thing. Maybe we can do this together.
I don't even know if we'll do it together. I think maybe just like give it a try.
You don't want to do it with him?
I don't know where we would do it in Massachusetts is the thing.
Oh, there's plenty of rivers in Massachusetts where you can fly fish.
They're more in like Western Mass.
I think you guys would enjoy the car ride.
Long car ride.
Too long?
3 hours.
You're telling me you bought
One
your
way.
dad a fly fishing rod to bond with him, but now you don't want to endure the car ride to get to the place where you
Look,
would
we're
do
both
the
busy.
bonding.
We're both busy men. We had a lot on the count. I mean, we were going to go today, but you had to record.
You weren't going with your dad. If
Yeah,
you're
my
going
dad
with your
flew in to New York to go
no
fishing
chance
with me today.
He's not going to fly in if he's not going to drive 3 hours.
He
with
literally
you.
he texted me last night and he said, I'm going to fly in and we're going to go to New Jersey and go fishing together. And I said, that's perfect. I can't wait. I have nothing to do tomorrow.
If there were any truth
and
to
then
that,
Francis said, I have to go do busing with the boys on Monday. And I said,
And then
Pa.
you locked your dad in the
I said,
hotel room.
Pa, you're going to want to turn that plan around. I can no longer go and make your year by going some father and son fishing trip.
And
But
you
it's
know
all
what?
right.
I
sure
do
there'll
apologize.
There'll probably be another time where we could go do that.
If he comes to do that, can I come too?
Absolutely not.
I was at the same Bucks game as his dad, and he refused to make the connection where we could both meet each other. We were in the same stadium.
Not even close to true.
What?
You were on the fucking court.
So I was like,
And my dad was not on the court, and there was no way for my dad to go see Roan.
I was saying I would go see him. I was like, just link me up with him and I'll go meet him right now. And you said no.
When you have court access, does that mean that you have access to just the entire arena?
Yeah,
you go in the
anywhere.
catwalk. You can play.
Yeah.
You just slip into a uniform and they'll let you shoot a three.
Dude,
Corner
did you
three,
see
but-
the Notre Dame game? Did you guys watch the Notre Dame Georgia game last night?
I did watch the Notre Dame Georgia game.
I did.
Did you see the Notre Dame Georgia?
I saw Notre Dame versus
Georgia.
Georgia.
Notre Dame. Did you guys see the Notre Dame Georgia game last night?
No, the Notre
You're
Dame.
saying that like you're bluntly, but that's the way we in America say it.
Oh. There's a school in Massachusetts called Notre Dame.
Yeah. There's also a cathedral in Paris
Well, I know that, obviously,
that's been restored.
because it was burned down by Satan. But I
Satan.
always mix up the pronunciation of the girls' high school and the college.
Well, you went halvesies. You said Notre Dame.
It's Notre Dame, right?
Well, if you're going to refer to the one in Paris, that is Notre Dame.
And what's the girls' high school?
I've never heard of that because I don't know them.
There's a girls' high school in Pennsylvania as well, and it's not like that's the pronunciation. There's the French pronunciation, Notre Dame, and then there's if everywhere else you're from, you just pronounce it with that accent. Like if you're
there's a
from
different
Philly, you say
pronunciation.
Notre Dame.
There's a
But
different
you could say
pronunciation for the
Notre
high
Dame.
school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Notre Dame.
I don't think that my guess, Sass, is that people don't refer to the girls' high school differently from the college.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
they
to think
do.
of people with like a mass hole accent.
Oh, and
Say
maybe
it.
it's in Manhattan?
Notre Dame.
There's probably a lot of Notre Dames.
Notre Dame. Yeah, my daughter goes to Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah, there is one
She's
in
a
Massachusetts.
sophomore at Notre Dame.
Oh, there's like 20 in Massachusetts.
Is that how they say it in Massachusetts?
There's like 6 in Massachusetts.
And there's no way they all pronounce them in like
Notre Dame.
Western Mass. They're like, oh yeah, she's at Notre Dame.
They do. So laugh it up, but it's true.
My
plays
daughter's an honor student at Notre Dame.
No, because anyone that talks
Plays
like that,
girls
its kids
lacrosse
probably don't go to
at
Notre Dame.
You know, they just received a big gift from my favorite NBA player, Dom Lillard.
Dom. Oh my God.
Dom Lillard.
Dom Judi Dench. My favorite actress. You know who should have been in the town? Dom Judi Dench.
Well, anyways, I'm pumped for I can't wait for Notre Dame. I can't wait for Notre Dame to fucking destroy Penn State next week.
Why are you saying that?
What do you mean?
There's on video evidence of you saying we are. There's on video evidence of you having a great time
I pretty
at
much
Penn
had a
State
gun
games.
to my head. You guys were holding my contract over my head, saying
Not
if
at
you
all.
don't do this, you're not going to get
It's
rehired.
360 camera. You can see everything. There's
Nope.
nothing that's obfuscated. Everything is on the table. You like Penn State, and for
don't.
some reason,
I don't support
you use this
pedophilia,
as
especially amongst boys.
Yeah, but so you root for the Roman Catholic team.
You specify the gender of pedophilia that you like less?
Well, I mean, if they're gonna
it's
come
girls,
from if they're gonna
not
come
so
for
bad.
little
Well, at least
boys,
it's straight.
I was
if
a
it's
little boy at
girls.
one point.
Right. You can relate.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
you're also a man. You probably relate to the pedophiles too.
Whoa, not at all.
I mean,
You
you're
probably
rooting for
do,
Notre
freak.
Dame. You're rooting for Notre Dame, which is a Catholic institution, Roman Catholic institution. Everybody that works there is priests. Do you think they're absolved from that scandal?
Yes,
Why?
tradition never graduates.
What the fuck does that mean? So that means that the tradition of
There's a much difference.
SA
There's
is-
a bigger difference between the Catholics continuing a lifelong tradition of pedophilia rather than Penn State just committing those crimes just for fun.
Are you saying it's they pass it on?
Yes.
so that means that it's still going on. That means it hasn't graduated and it still goes on at Notre
yeah,
Dame.
of course, tradition
and
never
Notre Dame.
graduates.
Yeah, but at Penn State, we've exercised our demons.
No, not even close.
What are you talking
You
about?
will never be forgiven.
You will never be.
You will
forgiven.
never be forgiven.
You don't have the ability to forgive.
You will never be forgiven.
You're in your moral high ground, dude. You're not the one to forgive or forget.
You're not the one. You're never being forgiven
I'm not asking
for
for
what
your
you've done
forgiveness.
by
You
going
have,
to that school.
You have the Penn State gear basically emblazoned onto your body.
I don't. I have no Penn State gear at all.
I mean, there's video of it online.
No, I probably burned it.
Chat, dig up the video. Dig up the video.
Yeah, I
fast.
mean, there is definitely video of me wearing Penn State gear because we did a video
Oh,
at Penn State, which I was forced to do.
Yeah, Brianna Chicken Fry does a video there. Movie does a video there. They're not wearing Penn State gear. They're not forced to it.
When did Brianna Chicken Fry and Movie do a video at Penn State?
They've done tons of videos at Penn State.
I don't
They
think
Grace?
they
go.
do.
They go.
Former coworker Grace.
Grace went.
Big Ev has done videos there. He's not wearing it. Marty
Grace-
Mush has done videos there. He's not wearing it.
Grace
why
headlined
you?
their biggest theater.
She did the Bryce Jordan Center.
The Bryce
no, she
Jordan
did
Center.
Beaver Stadium.
Yeah.
It was like 120,000.
And they actually scheduled it for the same night that Penn had its whiteout game, Penn State, and the entire student section was empty.
She's adding shows. She's adding shows to Beaver Stadium.
Did a matinee.
She's got a 4:30 at Beaver Stadium.
You know when there's like a football game and the Sports Center, ESPN or NFL or whatever, the team will post a graphic with like, say the Bills beat the Patriots this week, and they'll post a graphic of Josh Allen like diving into the end zone and with the score final in Buffalo. Did you the Notre Dame Georgia game? They just posted a graphic with Shane and the score under his face, and it was like Notre Dame beats Georgia.
If you
and
say
all the
Notre
comments,
Dame one more
and
time,
all the comments were just like, "What does this have to do with Shane?"
What? Who posted that?
Sports Center.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, he's become kind of
It
the
was just the funniest
spokesperson
thing.
for Notre Dame.
Yeah, Notre Dame.
And then somewhere Frank the Tank is crushing a fucking block of Himalayan sea salt in his palm,
Yeah.
fucking furious that he's taken over as number one fan.
It's
Is Frank
absurd
a big
for
Notre Dame fan?
He loves Notre Dame.
Does he?
What?
I didn't know.
Do you don't remember the video of them last year of him and
Oh,
Shane
they all
Gillis
went.
walking?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They like
God.
walked into the game like it was a British soccer game, like the "You'll Never Walk Alone"
Yeah,
type
yeah.
vibes, like clapping over their heads.
Frank's fandom is very confusing. to
We're
me.
forever blowing.
He's a
bubbles.
Mets fan,
Pretty
a Dolphins
bubbles.
fan, and a Notre Dame fan.
Yeah, that's classic New York behavior.
Is it?
I feel like New Yorkers are always fans of like the Bengals and the fucking Minnesota Vikings and random shit like that.
I'm a fan of the Bengals.
Notre Dame gets fans from everywhere.
Well, yeah, because the Irish.
Because it's
No,
in the middle of
Because
nowhere.
the Catholics. What are you talking about? The Irish.
Irish Catholic.
Yeah, but it's because of the Catholic tradition of pedophilia that
You
people
just took
like Notre Dame.
50% of my reasoning and then tried to use it for your reasoning.
What do you mean?
The Irish are Catholics.
And the Catholics are pedophiles. That's the transitive property. It's math. You just proved it yourself.
Penn State gets fans from a lot of places. India, mostly.
I mean, that's every college. Every college has a nice stable of patels. Respect.
Not like Penn State.
What? What do you mean? You think there's more Patels at Penn State?
Yeah.
Patel State?
Yeah.
That's not true at all.
I played some padel.
Where at? Over break?
Yeah, I played some padel. Although, it's pronounced paddle. But it gets confusing because paddle is also paddle tennis, also known as platform tennis. The winter sport with the heated court played in a wire chicken coop fenced court. Padel, P-A-D-E-L, is technically pronounced paddle. Comes from the Scandinavian area. And, we have decided that the way to differentiate is by saying
How long do you think it'll be
Padel.
before that? This is kind of padel, sport of the moment, it feels like. It's crushing it. How long do you think that will last until everybody who's into it moves on to the next thing?
It's tough to say because this is what's confusing to me. Pickleball took the world by storm.
Yeah.
And now anyone of higher taste has gravitated more towards padel. But padel had been percolating in Europe while the pickleball rage was growing. And so it was poised to take over as soon as someone got a taste over here. I don't know if there's another sport being played somewhere in Japan or where.
There has to be.
Where once we get a touch of it, we're going to say,
Pachinko
okay,
or something.
padel's done.
I was supposed to play padel with my father today. He was flying in to play padel with me, and I said, "Sorry, Paul, last minute."
Well, didn't you get him a padel?
I did. I got him. I got him the chicken coop and everything.
A beautiful padel chicken coop.
I
flew home early and I picked up some wire.
You're conflating paddle tennis. So the way to just make this easier is call that platform tennis.
No, we were playing padel.
No, because that's not played in a chicken coop. That's played in a glass sort of squash court with a turf surface.
Well, we were playing padel. Obviously we didn't have the traditional setup because I didn't know how to build a glass box.
You were playing sort of like Brazilian dirt soccer.
Brazil.
Exactly.
Hybrid.
Yeah.
Hybrid Brazil.
Yeah.
Favela Brazil.
Blue collar padel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason that I asked that is because I saw that last year Tom Brady, LeBron James, and Anheuser-Busch all put together $75 million to start like the United Pickleball League or something like that. That was last year. And now that league already needs a $10 million bailout or else it's going to go bankrupt. And they just put in $75 million because pickleball was supposed to be the biggest fucking most massive thing in the world. And now they're basically about to go under if they don't get, a sixth of what they just got.
Here's my issue. Pickleball, I might say I actually enjoy playing better. It's better exercise for me. It's more, you can play with your grandparents and it's still fun. Padel, though, at the pro level, much more fun to watch.
I don't know my grandparents, so I can't play with them.
You don't what?
I don't know them.
What happened?
I don't know.
You do. You just won't say. This is like a long-term.
I would love to play padel with them, though.
We're gonna have a breakthrough someday, and you're gonna figure out why you can't play padel with your.
You
gramps.
need to play pickleball with them.
Pickleball. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Slow it down a little.
Understood.
Maybe you could just figure out why there's such a big problem with them, and then
I think it'd be a great way to hash things out is on the padel court.
Yeah.
Or the padel box.
The padel cage.
Where do you go to play these things?
There's a one in Dumbo right near where I live. There's like a big padel facility. The paddle house, I think it's called.
Interesting.
There's like a juice bar there.
Wait,
great.
So this is not the same thing where you're both facing the same side.
You're talking about squash?
Is that squash where you're in the glass box?
Yeah, so it's not squash, but it's you could argue it's almost closer to squash.
Are you talking about racquetball or
No,
squash?
It's almost a hybrid of squash and platform tennis, I would say.
Interesting.
Because squash can actually be played in a glass court. In fact, I think in Grand Central, they have an all-glass squash court.
Really?
Maybe. I know they have
right.
one at Harvard. They had an all-glass court.
At Grand Central, they put up a bunch of them for like the fucking squash World Cup or
Yes,
whatever.
exactly.
What kind of footwear do you got to wear for that?
Gum-soled shoes.
Gum.
Gum-soled
I feel like it's
thong
got to.
sandals.
What if you take a fall? I feel like it's got to hurt a lot falling
On
just
which
glass.
surface? On the worst surface to fall on is on platform tennis.
Really?
Yeah, it's very sandpapery, very coarse.
Like
In fact,
clay?
it tears up your shoes pretty quickly.
Really?
Yeah, it's bad.
Interesting.
But
So, what would you recommend for me?
I don't think you should go anywhere near racket sports.
Interesting.
Have you ever played a racket sport?
No. I mean, I've dabbled with the tennis a little bit.
I think you should spend time reconnecting with your grandparents and your father.
Well, look, my grandparents are already here, and my dad was flying in. We were going to do a little group fly fishing trip today out in New Jersey.
How are you going to work in the paddle?
We were
that?
going to start off with fly fishing and then end the night with paddle tennis.
And then hit the juice bar.
Yeah.
A nice cold pressed carrot ginger juice.
Yeah.
For
but
Gramps.
Luckily, my grandparents are huge Bussin' with the Boys fans, so they understood the mix up.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that.
They love Delaney. They
Pop-
love the Pix show.
Pop, squatch, pop, settle. What do you call your grandparents? What are their nicknames?
I don't know them.
He doesn't have any relationship with them. He doesn't call them.
I don't know if
Literally.
this is a bit or what.
No, he doesn't.
If it's true, it's funny and sad.
It's funny
It
and
is.
sad.
It's funny and sad. I don't know them.
Is that funny and sad? Is that true?
Yes.
There's a old Yak episode where he was like, I just saw my grandmother walking down the street. in New
No
York,
way.
we
And you
walked past
didn't
each
say
other.
hi?
They didn't say hi. He said he called his dad and was like, I think I just saw your mom.
Yeah.
It was like his
Are you
boy.
for real?
Yes.
And you're open about this?
Yes. he's
Yeah. I
open
mean,
about
it doesn't affect me at all. I don't know them.
I guess my point would be it's a rare disclosure of a deep rift in your family life, which I
Yeah.
wouldn't expect from you.
But now I could
It's
kind
not
of
all
see
sunshine and rainbows.
it. No, I could kind of see
Rainbow trout?
it. Tortured
Rainbow
artist.
Trout would love to be on some rainbows today.
Some bows?
Oh man, what a treat that would be. And in the vacation week, nice.
I have a pound of haddock in my fridge right now.
Really?
Yeah, and it's
A
fresh.
pound.
And the fishmonger at Whole Foods, as I was stopping on the way back, he was wrapping it up in the paper. And he goes, "Are you going to eat this all in one sitting?"
Freak.
And I was like, "I don't know.
Take a video if you do.
Maybe I'll cook.
Send it to me.
Maybe I'll cook for someone else." And he goes, "Do you come here often?" And I said, "Somewhat." And he goes, "I'm starting to get the hang of who the regular shoppers are."
Ah, so he's a new guy.
He's been there for 2 months.
Ooh, that's not that new, or that's not that old.
Let's put it this way. I just wanted my fish.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't want the small talk with it?
No, I didn't.
I think it'd be nice if you get a rapport with the fishmonger because he might get something rare someday and be like, hey, I put this aside for you.
Yeah.
Here's the cheek of,
I got some blowfish.
yeah,
I
poisonous blowfish.
What's the one from Japan?
It's blowfish.
Something amberjack?
Oh, I have
Something
no clue.
jack?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I've never seen that in an actual fish store. But you know what? I'd much rather have the rapport with the butcher, because first of all, every time I get a steak, I say, what do you got? What should I get? And they say, well, we got this. We got the grass fed, but it's pretty lean. It's pretty gamey. We really prefer the marbling of a dry aged ribeye. And I say, okay, great. And he goes, which one would you like? And I always say dealer's choice,
Ooh.
which they like.
That is fun because you're saying words they haven't heard before.
I say dealer's choice.
These men have never been to a casino.
It gives them agency. It lets them know I appreciate your input. You guys spend all of your days handling your meat. I trust you to pick out the one that you would eat.
Do you go to a real butcher or do you just go to Whole Foods?
I think I would call those guys real butchers.
Whole Foods has this Whole Foods over here has a great little butcher section.
Yeah, there's some good.
Have you ever been to like a real one though?
Yes, of course.
Those places are crazy.
There's one in Brooklyn Heights called Della Pietra's that is probably the best butcher I've ever been to, but it's really expensive.
I'm sure.
You get better prices at Whole Foods. I'm sure. I don't know. Meat's probably not as good as one of those smaller shops, but it's just more convenient. I like to do most.
What do you
of my
guys look
shopping.
for in a butcher? Do you look for someplace that's small that has great cuts and someone that's really knowledgeable and modern, or do you look for like an old school looking place where it's like just random shit in like kind of bins.
If
but
there's not a
like
dude
an
in the
old Polish
back
guy,
shadow boxing the meat,
right?
then I'm not buying my meat.
A Polish
from there.
guy who's shadow boxing.
Yeah. I need a guy in the back training.
I want a guy on a
Hitting the
stool
cows.
in a fedora, an old man just reading some newspaper, some gazette.
I need a guy who's like tethered in a gimp suit, just taking bites out of the fucking steak as he fucks it. That's what I need in my
All right.
Oh, that's hard to find.
Yeah, that's
No.
not as easy to come by.
You're gonna want to go into Bushwick for that.
That's yeah.
I,
Greenpoint has it, too.
I like variety at a butcher. You know what I've been doing? You know what I got
Do
for
tell.
Christmas?
Do tell.
I'm talking a lot about the food that I had and everything I've been cooking, but I've gotten into sous vide,
Not familiar.
or as you might pronounce it, sous vide. Sous vide.
It's crazy that you guys are mad at me for pronouncing the name of the school the correct way.
It's not the correct way.
It is.
You're hybridizing it.
Notre
You should
Dame.
either go all the way or none the way. You're going Notre Dame is how you were saying it.
Notre Dame.
Oh, you were saying that?
I don't think so.
No, I think you were saying Notre Dame,
Probably.
which is half the French pronunciation and then half the American.
I like to please. I'm a people pleaser.
You're reaching across the aisle,
Yeah, I mean, if there's some French people listening, they'll say, "Oh, I appreciate that he said Notre."
reaching across
Instead
the
of
aisle to
Notre.
fondle the balls of a 6-year-old boy.
Also, I'm not mad at all. I
Sick.
think
That's
that,
sick.
I think that it's just your
Tell it
high
to your
class. Your high class upbringing is showing. It comes through every now and again.
Because I said Notre Dame.
Yeah, it slips
Yeah.
through. You're Matt Damon's character in The Departed.
You're out of your fucking mind.
You drop your R's on the weekends.
No, you're out of
You
your
do.
mind.
You
He's a code
100%.
switcher.
You
You're out of your
definitely drop-
Code switcher.
I know a code switcher.
Code
It's
Takes
all
switcher.
one to know
because I
one.
said I don't want your fucking pedophile college to be the one that wins the college football championship.
Anytime you sense something going good in my life, you put yourself diametrically opposed to it.
Exactly.
You square up with any type
Yes.
of happiness that I could have, like an Oklahoma drill.
Look,
and you try to take it on and
I was
take it
gonna say
down.
I hope Penn State wins, but then I pronounced your guys' fucking word wrong, and then you made fun of me for 20 minutes. Then I decided I actually wish nothing but the worst for Penn State and everyone that goes there.
That's so fucking mean, dude.
Mm.
You will be able to celebrate with none of the spoils when we bring home the booty. You'll
not
have
bringing it
no
home.
taste of the sous vide, the
not-
sweet sous vide.
You're
of
not
Penn
bringing it
State's.
home. Ohio State's gonna run through either of those teams. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
They lost to Michigan. Preposterous.
Ohio's hairy, bro. That's
Shit
fucking.
happens.
Then ride with Ohio State.
I am.
Stay on that side for the rest of your life.
I mean, dude, there's 4 teams in the playoffs as of right now.
Uh huh.
3 of those teams could all beat Penn State and will beat Penn State.
I don't know if Texas would beat them.
Oh my God, they would put in Manning like at the end because they'd be like, we don't want to hurt our starter.
I mean, Manning is better than their starter.
Not
Quinn?
even close.
Sous
Sous
vide.
vide.
Sous vide, please
It
tell.
is the ancient art of basically boiling your food
Ooh,
in a. So, do you know about it?
I do.
You do?
Yes,
You just said you didn't.
Tell me.
I practice sous vide all the time.
You talked about it like it's a martial art.
Yeah, hard boiled eggs, sous vide. I love a good sous vide egg on Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you sous vide?
well, it's the ancient art of boiling.
You're a sous vide. You're not going to stop.
I actually don't even know if you would say it's boiling. Well, yeah, because the way it is you put food in a plastic bag
Mm.
and then submerge it in water that you put this rod, the sous vide rod, into the water, and it heats the water to the very temperature at which you would like the food to be cooked through.
I see.
So for a medium rare steak, do you know what the temperature of medium rare steak is?
No, I'm all eyes.
Is it 135?
Well done.
I'm all eyes and all feel. I don't use the thermometer.
What about properly cooked chicken? What about that? Poultry. Do you
all
know?
eyes.
165.
I
Right?
prefer it around 155.
Now with like
A little pink.
Yeah.
I like my
Yeah.
chicken a little pink.
so it doesn't
Pink in the
fly
middle.
away. For a steak, you're probably going to want to finish it on a cast iron or the grill. In which case, if I'm sous videing,
I'm strictly a pansier man.
Or do you finish it in the oven?
No,
Oh, you just
strictly a seer.
okay. That's cool. That's pretty old school. and I would say it's not that precise.
It is extremely precise, and I definitely can make a better steak than you.
Not a chance.
100%.
In the world,
We've
I
already
would
been
be
over
willing
this.
to bet everything I
We've
own
already been over
that
this.
my steak is better than yours, and we would need to
I make
get...
a common man steak.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
if you- like,
I could do a steak 5 different ways that would
Look,
be
we
better
could-
than
look,
you're
we could-
fucking flipping it like
we
it's a
could do it.
pancake.
We could do a steak off.
We should. A Great British Steak Off.
But we have to have people that are going to come and taste the steaks and say which one's better.
Sure, and we could do it blind.
Yeah, we can do it blind.
We could do it. We could tell. We
well,
could
I'm
tell
not going
them.
to cook mine blind. I need my eyes. Like I said, I'm all eyes.
We have to have different people. We have to have some people judging it by the look, some people judging it by the taste, and some people go and look and taste.
Not at all. No,
the
no. It's only taste.
Okay, just taste then. I'm fine
We're not
with
doing
that.
look.
Okay, I'm fine with that. But if we're
Because Francis is going to be pulling out like he's going to have like some weird
sprig.
fucking designs on his.
Accoutrement?
Yeah. Francis is going to have his
accoutrements?
face burnt into the crust.
Yeah, a little brand.
I'm gonna come around like Paul Hollywood and crew. Have you guys ever watched Great British Bake Off?
I've never.
Oh my god, it's the best fucking
Yeah, I've
show
watched it.
on
I was
Netflix.
watching it this week.
It's the most calming show. Paul Hollywood and crew. You know,
I wasn't paying attention. My parents had it on.
did they
My
watch?
mom watches it all the time.
I didn't know they had anxiety. It's a nice.
You didn't
I guess it makes
with
sense.
this
I guess it makes.
bundle of nerves.
I guess it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But we need to do this. I need to have a.
Yeah, I'm down. But
Where-
I mean, I don't know where we'd be able to do it because I'd have to use my home tools. Like, I'm not playing an away game for this.
So this isn't getting done. Wait, we got to go to Chicago.
No, I could do it in I could do it.
The
somewhere
Chicago
else.
office
I'll just bring my own gear.
at Francis, or you want to do it at my house?
We could do it at your house.
Roan's is probably the right idea.
I
I
mean,
had to disconnect my smoke alarms because I'm cooking so much and they just go off nonstop. And
The
now I
only-
sleep fitfully.
The
Because
only
I'm
problem
concerned that I've left on a burner from all the
Yeah.
cooking I'm doing and I won't be alerted. My bedroom will be safe. I'll open the door to a wall of flame.
Yeah,
oh
that's
my
not good.
God.
Well, you know what you need is you need to downgrade and get an electric stove like me. You could literally you could
Yeah,
put
those
you
never
could
start
cover,
fires.
You could cover that thing in flint and it wouldn't light up in flames.
No way. Those have to be one of the top 5 ways fires start in New York City.
Electric stove. Dude, those things get like you could literally like place your face on it on max temperature and you'd be like, oh, it's a little warm.
What's the
Maybe
there's
it's
a
just
new
mine. Maybe
one.
mine just sucks.
It has to.
There's a new technology that everyone's using. People are moving away from gas because it's causing harm
Yeah.
down the road to people. But what's it called? The one that's like
The flat top?
it's not electric. You put the thing on top and it's almost like magnetic
know.
or something.
I don't know.
There's some type of new burner technology that everyone's advocating for.
Dude, why don't we do a nice steak off?
You guys talk. I'm gonna find this.
Let's do a steak off. Let's watch ball. Let's have a steak off launching into playoff football.
I like that.
Playoff football is around the corner.
It is next week.
That's what I mean. That's fucking exciting. I'm going to have pigs in a blanket, but I won't have them before the steaks. I want my palate to be clean. Who else should I have as a judge? Who? Jack Mac?
Induction stoves. I'm
not familiar.
Yeah.
Is that old? Is that new technology or
I think
old?
that's pretty new, actually.
I'm thinking of convection.
Mm-hmm.
Convection is easy bake up.
They say electric is the second most safe, and then third is gas, and fourth is ceramic or glass stop stoves, which I've never even heard of.
That's what I have at my apartment.
You have electric?
I have a ceramic stove.
His glass top. It's all see-through. He has a see-through oven.
You have a coil of hot wire,
Yeah.
which frat brothers turn into their Greek symbols to brand their shoulders.
Yeah.
I could really do mine anywhere because I got the Coleman. I'll just bring the Coleman over.
Do it outside.
Yeah.
You have a Coleman stove?
Oh yeah.
The original?
Well, I have one for camping,
Last, to close the loop,
but it's big. It's like a full. You
you're
could fit a
sous
full
videing.
full
I'm
pan
sous
on there.
videing. I had been using the water displacement method on
Of course.
Ziploc bags.
Yeah.
So you submerge the meat into the Ziploc in the water, and you use the water pressure to sort of seal it. Imperfect.
Mhm.
For Christmas, I was given a vacuum sealer,
Ooh.
which with plastic bags, and so now the seal is precise.
Wow.
And you can package marijuana odor-free and vacuum seal it. I don't do that.
No, I don't think you would need to.
No, I don't need
But
to.
that's on the table.
You could.
Unless
for
you were
you.
looking to like catapult drugs across the border.
Well, you move big volume. You're a volume weed guy.
I'm a volume man.
I can make it so that, when you start to really pile up your stores, I can make it odor free
That'd be great.
so that your landlords don't
I
catch wind.
definitely would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Literally catch wind. But that you have been, your apartment's basically a drug den.
It's not.
Basically a flop house.
My apartment is so nice and clean.
I went to Sass's apartment and there were Dominican girls in bras fucking just moving around.
When they leave for the day, Sass checks between their toes like it's
Just for a
blood
weed
diamonds.
nug, for just like tiny weed nugs. I'm sorry, mister. I didn't know I got in there.
They call him Poppy.
They
Oh,
definitely
man.
do.
That's great.
Just fumes. They're just wearing ski masks. They're wearing balaclavas and bras.
Very funny.
Gas masks for the fumes of the fucking terpenes.
Very funny.
Now, are you still on the high THC strains, or are you mixing it over to something a little bit lighter?
I don't know what you're talking about, brother. You got me mixed up with the wrong guy.
I think if you just start
This is
being
coming from
honest now.
Roan's actively rotating between two different weed pens as we speak.
I got to keep it
I'm
in
not even
rotation,
kidding.
brother.
I looked over there. There's two different weed pens that he's hitting.
I got to keep I got to keep the ups and the downs.
There's one black one and one white one, and he's rotating hits between them.
It's the duality of man, the yin and the yang, my brother. I got them from you.
No, you did
I
not.
bought them at your.
I would never
You're
put
like,
that
oh
poison
no,
in
you
me.
don't. You want this is live rosin, not resin. You're gonna like this one much better. Oh, all right, Sass,
Roan
thanks.
texted me last night asking if I know where I could get him some shatter.
And
He
you're
said,
like, no, just come
he said,
over.
I'm looking to pick up an ounce of shatter. Do you know a guy?
He said it's never too late. Just come right over.
Freezer's filled with it.
I'll have Consuelo bring it to your house.
I was like, dude, I don't even know what that is.
No, I know that you were fucking drizzling shatter all over.
Do you know?
these
Do you know one
vegetables.
thing I found very discouraging in watching the football game yesterday was that
It sucks, and college football sucks.
no, I was going to say once again there's just some story of some fucking lacrosse player
Oh yeah,
who like walked onto the football team or like
quarterback.
he had and they're like yeah he's a slot was a receiver
Oh
on
really?
Notre Dame and they were like yeah he's hoping that he gets to show up a little late to practice so that his team, the football team, makes the finals. And it's like and then they go into this thing about how he hadn't even picked up a lacrosse stick until he was like, and every single time these stories are always about how this, incredible football player discovered lacrosse late in life.
Yeah,
And just like the game was easy,
yeah.
It's never like, brilliant lacrosse player picks up a football and just walks onto the field at Notre Dame and is a fucking prodigy.
And is that what happened?
Yeah, this guy and he won a national championship with Notre Dame last year, and he's an attackman.
In
So, and he just picked up football
Lacrosse.
randomly.
No,
Oh,
I
okay,
think
he
he
did
I
it.
think
Oh,
he
got it,
came
got it.
to Notre Dame for it. I
So
don't
does it
actually
ever
know
go
the answer
that
to
direction? Does it ever go where a guy's just like sick of lacrosse and he just like one hands a football?
Yeah,
Yes, the
that was
Northwestern basketball
cool.
player.
And then now he's on the Warriors, right?
Yes, he is. He had a cup of coffee with he was on their G League team. And then
Yeah.
he bumped up to their big
He
squad.
he made the final team. That's crazier to me. To go from I don't understand how you could go from a field sport to
just
basketball.
like picking up a basketball and having perfect form.
Dude,
like,
I
this
think
is easy.
basketball is so specialized that it doesn't make any sense to me. Going from football and lacrosse.
It makes less sense to me when all these football players that like could have gone to the MLB or like Deion Sanders.
Bo Jackson.
I kind of agree with
Like
that.
that makes less
Jeff
sense to me because
Samardzija.
that's like.
But isn't it
baseball
usually
feels like-
quarterbacks though? Russell Wilson, Arizona,
Tom
Kyler
Brady.
Murray.
Kyler Murray.
Tom Brady almost. I think they said that he could have gone to he would have been drafted to the MLB if he didn't keep playing football.
I can understand how quarterbacks are able to translate the quarterback throw to pitching.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
Everybody
But
plays
basketball to
baseball.
me, it's like if you don't dribble every fucking day,
Yeah,
I don't and shoot. I
Yeah.
don't know how you can keep being. I don't know how you're good at that.
Like, is anyone even born with perfect shooting form, or is that something that's always
Curry.
taught?
Curry and Clark.
No,
No,
but
the only
it's-
two I could think of.
They had their dad. They had their dad in or at least Curry had his dad as an NBA player.
Yeah.
Dell, who left a very promising career in computers to follow his dreams of joining the NBA.
Yeah, Dell. And he left. He was married to Adele, and then they got divorced.
Speaking of Dell, great computers. I was looking at them the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up going with an HP instead.
Hewlett Packard.
Yep.
You're out of the Mac game fully?
No, I got a new monitor for gaming.
Monitor. I thought you were talking about laptop.
No.
That'd be respectable to get out of the Mac game.
Thinking about it. I mean, I thought about getting a PC, but they're just too expensive. I don't have
Really?
the funds for that.
That's not true.
Well, I'm not talking about getting like a fucking PC for like work. I meant like a gaming PC.
Well, once your cabal of managers who are stealing your every dime stop, you might be able to afford it.
It's true.
You just need to let them go, brother.
Yeah.
You let me and Francis do that business.
Fire everyone so I can get a gaming PC.
Mm.
Sorry,
Get a
guys. I
chair.
gotta fire you all. I need a gaming PC.
No. They just try and rehire him a little bit later.
Does Mac make gaming computers?
No.
I see.
They should. It's kind of dumb if they don't.
I got 50 pages left in the Steve Jobs biography.
Phenomenal.
Pretty interesting journey.
I mean, are they pretty much still just living off the back of his innovation and sensibility for sleek design?
It's kind of weird. I don't really know because I haven't figured out what happened after. Obviously, Tim Cook becomes CEO, but I mean, his oversight of the company was just this like, when he came back, it was just like, whatever, 10 straight years of product innovation.
Yeah.
That was like fucking MacBook, iPod first, which really became the big thing.
Yeah.
Then iPhone, iPad.
BlackBerry.
No. But it was like just one after another, a product that like just, became something that everyone in the world had to have.
Did you ever hear that thing about how it took them like they spent like weeks trying to figure out the click on this
No.
to make it as satisfying as possible?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's all the type of stuff that
Yeah.
he was obsessed with, but I don't, to your point,
Cook would
Roan,
never.
what products has Apple come out with since he died? I think he died in 2011. I guess it's like the
fucking virtual reality
goggles. Those
bullshit.
didn't.
But
No.
were they at the forefront of that?
No.
Yeah, so they're just repackaging somebody else's good idea with Apple
But they've
branding.
in under Tim Cook's tenure, they've become a $1 trillion company. So clearly they're doing well. And does that just mean that they're refining the iPhone and like leaning in to improve their products so much?
Probably.
Is there
Maybe
a
Tim
new
Cook's better
product
at business.
from Apple that has come out since 2011 that has been like this groundbreaking thing? Am I just forgetting?
I think the Apple camera.
Apple Watch.
Apple Watch.
Apple
was
Watch, a
pretty
lot of
big.
people have the Apple
Yeah, A ton
Watch.
of people have that. The camera alone on the iPhone is better than every other phone camera.
Yeah.
Is
And
it?
that was probably, I think so.
I thought the Samsung camera used to
I didn't
have
think
like a
so.
fucking
The new one is the new iPhone camera is insane.
yeah. It can damn near do that zoom in on the moon that the
Yeah.
one used to.
They
pretend to be able to
constantly
do.
like make it look like that, like the Google Pixel and like these Samsung phones have better cameras because the camera on their phone is like this big for some reason. And then you see the photos and you're like, oh no, this is still worse than the iPhone.
I'm gonna look.
This is worse than like the iPhone 5.
I'm just not really tapped in on like computers or technology. I'd love to be, but I'm just not dialed. So I just don't know if Apple still has the upper hand of crazy innovation.
I think they do. I mean,
Oh, okay. Apple Watch, that was 2014. Over 100 million people have it worldwide. AirPods.
AirPods is a big one.
AirPods is huge.
I was looking at the cinematic mode on the camera.
and
And this
then
looks like a real fucking camera.
Vision Pro.
What do you mean a real camera?
Like it looks like
It is a real camera.
DSLR though.
AirPods is a big fucking one. And then they've added features like Face ID and different things to some of their other products. Yeah, I like it. He's such a weird guy.
Jobs?
Yeah.
from all that LSD he was
Diet
doing.
was nuts.
What was his diet?
He just ate fruit.
Really?
Strict vegan, had these crazy diet fads, and he would eat fruit to the point where he didn't think that he had body odor, and he would stink. And people would tell him, and he was like, "You're wrong. I only eat fruit. I don't smell." They're like, "Dude, we can't work with you. This is unbearable. How bad you smell."
That's that good autism.
He would walk
damn.
around with barefoot.
Yeah.
He had all these like Eastern, Hindu kind of beliefs.
Was he always like that, or was that when he just got really rich that he became?
No,
that?
he was that way, and I would say became less so.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
that was
harder to work with.
He was always tough.
He got fired, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be so brutal. Imagine.
Well,
getting
then he went
fired
to
from
Pixar.
That'd be like if we all voted out Dave.
He went to Pixar. Yeah.
Like if we were like, Dave, you no longer work here. Like, wouldn't you be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I created the company.
Yeah, but then Dave leaves, and like Barstool just starts, treading water under someone's leadership.
And then we gotta bring him back.
Bring him back, and it just explodes again.
Yeah.
So what did he do at Pixar?
So Pixar, I think initially was like a software company or something, but they had this one guy, Andy Lasseter, I think his name was, who like just fooled around with animation.
The gymnast coach?
Carl or Larry Nasser.
Oh, Larry Nasser.
There's this guy at Pixar, Larry Nasser.
Penn State grad.
We are.
Yeah.
Go Lions.
He just fooled around, yeah.
He just fooled around. He was fooling around, and he had like it made a short film where toys were,
story
coming to life a little bit.
Yeah.
And then they partnered with Disney, and because Pixar at that point was like failing with their software. Jobs had launched another company called Next. They were trying to make computers and compete with Apple, and then I think Pixar might have been the software company that they were partnering with. I can't quite remember, but.
All right, guys, let's take a second to talk about Game Time. We love getting out to live events, whether it's a concert, a football game, or a comedy show. We always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time and their brand new Game Time Picks feature. It's making it even easier to get out to a game. Shoot, I might even go to that Penn State game. Penn State, Notre Dame, Thursday. You know what I'm talking about. Notre Dame. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Get right to the Zombie Nation and get to that Penn State game down in FLA. SoFlo, just pull up to your event, turn on the Game Time Picks setting at the top of the screen, and browse the best local Game Time Picks deals right near you on the Game Time app homepage. Download the Game Time app today and use code BOYDAD to easily score great deals with new Game Time picks. What time is it?
Game time.
Game time.
It's game time.
Gom Tom. Let's take a second to talk about how the start of the new year is the perfect time to get organized, set goals, and prioritize what matters most. For me, a top priority is my financial wellness, which feels more important than ever. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. See all of your subscriptions in one place and know exactly where your money is going. For ones you don't want anymore, Rocket Money can help you cancel them. Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all of your accounts. You can easily create a personalized budget with custom categories to help keep your spending on track. See your monthly spending trends in each category to know exactly where your money is going. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features. I have a whole bunch of stuff charges that come up on my credit cards. I don't even know what they are. They're clearly me subscribing to apps that I don't even use anymore, and I don't know how to track them down. Rocket Money will do that for me.
Yes.
It's so nice. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/boy today. That's rocketmoney.com/boy. rocketmoney.com/boy. Nice.
Sorry, I gotta skedaddle.
All good, brother, man. Be well.
Appreciate you all. See you on.
Then Jobs was really pushing. He loved the animation that they were doing, and they were the leading edge of like computer animation, and Disney had not really, since like The Lion King, made a good animated movie. So they partnered with Disney as a distribution company, and then they put out Toy Story, and it like became, and then they did like, it was like Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Cars, Ratatouille, Finding Nemo. They
Bangers.
did 10 movies in a row that were just like gigantic blockbusters.
Bug's Life is a banger.
Do you know the story of that?
No.
So there was a guy at Disney, I think, who had been in on the conversations with them about making a story about like insects that were anthropomorphic or whatever. And he decided to rush forward Ants. Do you remember Ants?
Yeah.
And they launched Ants 6 weeks before A Bug's Life.
I remember them both coming out.
And it caused a huge rift, huge war.
When did Pixar do the Bee Movie too?
No,
No.
they didn't.
So that's one of the greatest movies of all time.
It's a Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
I never saw it either. I'm not supporting that pedophile that you love. What? Yeah, that's what I fucking thought, bro.
Bro, not even comparable.
Your favorites are pedophiles.
Jerry Seinfeld's not a pedophile, A.
What are you talking about? 17 is a minor.
But they were in a loving relationship.
There's a different term for this. I'm gonna find it.
Are you gonna do like the age? There's like age groups for pedophilia.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like there's a specification.
John Marco has a very funny bit about that.
If you like them older.
It's not that, but it's really not that bad. That's literally what Sass is saying right now. It's actually not that bad.
No, I'm saying Jerry Seinfeld was in a loving relationship with a child, and Jerry Sandusky was forcefully bringing his life into other children's lives.
And I'm disgusted by one, and
Okay.
you're supporting the other Jerry S.
No, you are.
It's your favorite.
Ephebophilia. Primary sexual interest in mid to late adolescence, generally ages 15 to 19.
All right. So
And then before that is hebephilia, which
That's you,
is
Ron?
11 to 14.
Hebephilia loves the Jews.
Which makes me think that pedophilia is younger than 11.
I think it is.
Or maybe it's all encompassing.
I mean, it seems like you know a lot about it. Vitaly, come on in. Vitaly, we got
I know
one.
that only because of the John Marco bit, and then he says at the end of the bit he goes, and the only reason that people don't know that is because the only people that know that are pedophiles.
Who are always being like, I'm not
I'm not a pedophile. Yeah, I'm a hebephilia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ephebephiliac.
Anyway, so Steve Jobs is, or no.
Ephebophile would be the term, I guess. Steve Jobs, yep.
So you were just at the precipice of the story of Ants.
Yeah, so Ants came out, and I went and saw Ants in theaters, I remember. And it scared the shit out of me.
That movie was kind of like weird.
It was dark.
Yeah.
It was war.
Yeah.
Just full-blown war.
Yeah.
And like marching ants and, and it did okay at the box office. And then 6 weeks later, Bug's Life came out.
Banger.
And graphically was so much better. And they talk about things like, seeing the bug's perspective in the grass and like the light glinting off the blades of grass and the dew was so revolutionary. And the story was just so much better. All these myriad species of insect bonding together to fight off the grasshoppers. It was far less sinister than the ants.
Who are the grasshoppers supposed to be? The Japanese?
It's good. That is a good comp.
When did it come out?
What, ants?
Bug's Life and Ants?
Yeah.
Probably like 2000
2005
ish.
maybe?
2000.
2000.
Probably.
Koreans.
I'll look.
It was probably the Koreans.
Yeah, who was the worst the worst people du jour at that time? Probably like the Egyptians or some shit like that.
Arabs. 1998 is when A Bug's Life came out.
So who were the grasshoppers?
Who did we hate in 1998?
Like
I think the
like,
Koreans.
or like probably like the Yugoslavs or some shit.
Oh,
like
okay. Yeah. Ethnic Serbs.
That. The Serbs.
Yeah.
These fucking Serbian grasshoppers.
Slobodan Milosevic's.
Just mowing down the fucking Serbian grasshoppers.
Francis, you got to go watch the B movie tonight.
Okay.
It's a banger.
I've been watching some great movies. I saw Anora.
Oh, I've heard that. That's
unbelievable.
really good.
I fucking loved
So
it.
that's what you were jerking off to while you had the fucking.
No, she's not my type.
I've heard there's a ton of nudity in it.
It sure is.
It's a fuck fest.
Yeah, full frontal.
Did you like it? You didn't like it?
I thought it was good, not great.
Oh, I thought it was so
I
unexpected.
thought you said it was great.
Good, not great.
You were like, I saw Nora last night.
You're talking about me.
No, he said it.
No, I said I lit the menorah last night. last night of Hanukkah.
The B movie is such a good movie, and it's
Stop talking about B movie.
It's so like
Shut up about the B
like
movie.
the
No one's gonna
different
watch
like
that.
it's literally about a bee who has a relationship with a real woman, and her boyfriend is like hates the bee. It's so funny, dude.
Does he put a stinger in her?
The boyfriend tries to kill the bee because the bee is like fucking his girlfriend.
And isn't there a second one where they have a daughter named Sky B?
It's
She gets
such
in the
like a
porn.
bizarrely funny movie. And they live in the hive, and like the beginning is Jerry Seinfeld, and he's like a young bee who's graduating. They only go to school for like one day.
He falls in love with a 17-year-old.
Pretty much, yeah. But he's like, his parents are like, how's your report card? And he goes, perfect report card, all B's.
That's a good line.
You've seen this movie enough times to quote it.
Oh, it's so good, dude. I'd put the B movie up there with Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. Best animated movies, the B movie. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is so good. Big Hero 6, banger.
I didn't mind Big Hero 6.
You didn't mind it.
What was the one about like girls
Movie
getting
was
their periods?
phenomenal.
What's the one about
Okay.
girls
Inside
getting their
Out.
No. There's like another one where there's like a panda or something like that.
Oh, Kung Fu Panda.
No, there's another
Kung Fu
one.
Panda's great.
It's amazing.
Yeah, Ratatouille's unbelievable.
I just rewatched that. That is a banger. But it's kind of like B movie just ripped off Ratatouille.
In what way?
Like the relationship with the animal and the human.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't think that's like a ripoff at all. Like, it's been done a lot of different times.
And like what?
Bug's Life.
There's no relationship with the human and the.
I don't even know if the human are there humans in A Bug's Life? I don't remember.
I don't think so. There's got to be another one.
The animal and the human have a relationship?
Yeah.
Not really.
Ted.
Ted, yeah.
Ted, yeah.
Yeah.
You wearing Nike Elites?
I think they're Blazers.
No, I meant the socks.
No, these are Smart Wool.
Oh, fuck yeah.
He thought he was wearing
Man
some
of culture.
dark elites.
Yeah.
We all
I
have
love
dark
Smart
socks
Wool.
on. Love the dark
Check
socks.
out these.
What are those?
I love Bean.
Nice.
Not bad.
Wool?
Bean socks.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Not smart, though.
He's a beaner.
Dumb wool.
What's your what other movies have you seen? Did you see DD?
I watched but I want to.
Did you watch
watched
Scent of a Woman yet?
What's that?
Did you watch Scent of a Woman?
No. I watched Juror number 2 last night.
Is that new?
Yeah, it's a Clint Eastwood movie.
It's
Great
insane.
Great plot.
It's insane that you would watch Juror 2
Number
before you'd
2.
watch Scent of a Woman.
You don't get to choose the order of my movies.
No, if I give
Everything
you
is
a
de-
recommendation, I assume you're going to watch the recommendation.
It's just an order of how I feel at that time.
I disagree.
I saw a new Western movie that came out.
I've heard about this.
Dude, have you seen that trailer for the A24 Navy SEAL movie that's coming out? It's
No.
like directed by a Navy SEAL.
That sounds cool.
It looks fucking insane.
I like that.
It wasn't that.
Yeah.
Oh, Horizon, an American Saga that I watched. It was fucking.
That's pretty good.
Was it
I've seen
good?
that.
You saw it?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It was interesting. It was like a medley. It was like almost like Crash, where it's just a bunch of stories, but they didn't even really weave together. And then at the end of the movie, they just motored through. Like they told a bunch of stories, 80%, and then they finished it with a montage, almost like they ran out of money.
Yeah.
It
Hmm.
was interesting.
I feel like I've seen a couple movies like that.
Juror number 2 is pretty good.
Yeah, what's it about?
Nicholas Holt,
Mm.
who is selected for jury duty on a case where a guy is accused of murdering his girlfriend.
Mhm.
But as they learn the facts of the case, Nicholas Holt realizes that he was at the actual same spot the night that the alleged murder happened, and he was driving down the road in the dark in the rain, and he thought he hit a deer, but he actually hit the woman.
All right, well, no
Didn't-
spoilers.
Didn't
so I'm probably
know.
going to watch this.
This is in the trailer.
Okay.
didn't know that he hit the woman. He kills her or thinks he kills her, and then doesn't know how he should
go about it.
I guess adjudicate the case as a juror. Yeah. And it's about him trying to.
Oh, he's the one who did it. Oh, he's the one that.
Yeah, it's exactly highly implied through the trailer. Yeah.
So I would just be like, she's guilty.
Yeah, 100. I'd be like,
the guy's guilty.
Yeah, the guy on the stand.
The other guy.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? Open and shut case. This should have been a short movie.
Yeah, this motherfucker needs to burn.
But he's a
look at his face. Look at his face. How he's looking.
He's a conscionable young man. He's not just. But it's complicated because his wife is in her 3rd trimester of pregnancy, and he knows that if he fesses up to the crime, there's all kinds of weird actors in it. Like, fucking Kiefer Sutherland has like 4 lines in it, and then J.K. Simmons is also in it for a cup of coffee.
I love J.K. Simmons. Dude's the GOAT.
Just from Whiplash?
He's doing like a lot of good stuff.
I just don't like his positions on trans people.
What are they?
I'm thinking of J.K. Rowling. Little HP joke.
I was thinking of J.K. Dobbins.
Little TSHP joke. You locked in on ball? I can't believe that fucking Penn State's in the Final Four and you guys should be celebrating this for me.
Why would we be celebrating?
Because we could all celebrate together.
We're Harvard men. We don't give a fuck about the Final Four.
Men of Harvard.
Yeah, sorry, my bad.
No, that's all right.
You don't say Harvard men, you uncultured swine. That's how I know you'll never be a man of Harvard.
I want the Bengals to make the playoffs so bad.
So they play the Steelers?
They play the Steelers, and they need the Jets to beat the Dolphins, which I think they will, and they need the Chiefs to beat the Broncos.
Pointless for us to talk about this.
I know, because it's going to be over by now.
Fuck.
Do you think there's truth that if the Bengals somehow do make the playoffs, that they're going to give Joe Burrow the MVP?
I think they should. I think he should be the MVP regardless, but they're not. He's not going to get it. It's probably going to be Josh Allen, and it probably should be Lamar.
I think they give him it to Joe Burrow if he makes it, just because he's so fucking handsome.
Because dude, he's the best. I love Joe Burrow, and I used to hate him.
Do you love Timothy Chalamet too?
Dude, Timothy Chalamet I like, but I'm like starting to wonder what. Nah, I still haven't seen it.
What?
Yeah, I just haven't had time. Been working. I haven't. I've been playing video games a lot, but I'm starting to wonder if Timothy Chalamet just has like a super good PR person.
I think he has a huge penis.
Oh, that obviously, but like what would make? Why would out of nowhere because now
the movie's coming out.
Yeah, so obviously I know he's doing PR, but I mean how long has Timothy Chalamet been around? What, like 8 years now?
But he's not doing PR. He's doing
7
press.
years.
It's not like public relations where he's trying to rehab his image. He's doing press for the movie.
I think he is trying to rehab his image.
No, but it's
what?
It's press from the movie.
Dude, Timothy Chalamet has, for his entire career, he has had like a chokehold on every single girl in the world. Like, girls are obsessed with Timothy Chalamet.
Sure, but why do you say he's trying to rehab his career?
Because I think they think, I have a theory. I mean, it's not that crazy, but like I think someone was probably like, you have every girl that is going to movies wants to go see you in a movie. If you somehow can all of a sudden get a massive male fan base, like you are going to be like Leonardo DiCaprio.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't use the word rehab for that. I would say you're saying
he's having it. There's no
I mean, dude, I've never disliked Timothy Chalamet, and I've always thought he was a great actor, but I've never been like I got to go see that movie. I love Timothy Chalamet. And now all of a sudden he's doing like fucking Pat McAfee and Theo Vaughn's show, and he's doing Nardwuar.
Yeah.
Like he's doing like all these shows where like he comes off as like he's like, this guy's the fucking man. Which like, if that's what he's really like, props to him. He fucking rules. But like, it's kind of like out of nowhere.
But I think that is what he's really like.
You think so?
I saw a TikTok from somebody that went to high school with him that was like, this is exactly who he is. He's like,
well, if that's the case, forever.
Yeah, it was from a girl that went to high school with him.
He rules.
Yeah,
I think he might.
But I feel like it's a little out of nowhere. Like all of a sudden he's like,
well, you just needed to get your weight up and not your hate up, I think is what we're
I'm not hating at all.
No, you had been hating.
No, I said I never disliked him.
You said he needed to rehab his image because he's been choking women.
You said he had a vial of woman's blood around his neck
He's had a chokehold on every woman in the world.
that he would go to the steakhouse and cannibalize women.
Because okay, so like
Then he'd go to the butcher and say dealer's choice for women's parts.
like Timothy, like I've seen a lot of Timothy Chalamet movies that I really like, that I think are really
Just
good.
wrapping all the callbacks into one.
There's a lot of really good Timothy Chalamet movies. I've never had anything against him, and I've always thought he was a good actor. But like, he's never been an actor that like men have been like if like Leonardo DiCaprio's in a new movie that like Quentin Tarantino directed, I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta go see that in theaters.
But
like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
but DiCaprio was like
all
that
of
too.
my friends went and saw that movie.
You can't be like this manly actor until you're like
a man.
Yeah,
yeah. I guess
like
that
he
makes
can't be
sense.
like you can't get a cop role.
Yeah,
You know
I think there are some young men who have established themselves as manly actors.
like Teller,
I wasn't even gonna say him because he.
B. Jordan.
Yeah, that's better.
B.
Michael
Jordan.
B. Jordan.
Whom else?
but
Yeah, but he's
Austin
kind of
Butler.
a dreamboat guy too. He's like Elvis.
Yeah.
Well,
Elvis.
he could never do what Chalamet's doing right now.
He could never.
No
go on.
way.
He
He's
would
getting
never
on
be.
the desk.
No.
Yeah, I know.
He's not going to Pat McAfee.
No, you're probably
He couldn't
right.
mix it up with tactical.
But like,
digs.
dude, like that not like did that not seem bizarre that they did the picks for whatever
What are
fucking
him and
game
Boston
that was,
Connor
and Timothy
talking about?
Chalamet was the only one that got it right on College Game Day?
He was the only one who got what?
They all do like their pick who they think is going to win. I don't even remember what the game was, and everyone voted one team, and Timothy Chalamet was the only one that voted the other team, and that was the team that won. And then everyone was like, "Holy fuck, dude! I want to hang out with Timothy Chalamet." Yeah, this guy.
But
fucking
that's literally
rules.
what you do every week with your parlay. You're like, I have too many girlfriends. I'm going to start talking ball just to try and diversify.
I don't think that's
my
what I do at
audience.
all.
You're 100% doing that. You're like, let's talk about the parlay. You're like reading how to. You had the French pronunciation of it up the first time.
Yeah.
Dude, you literally went to a college that embraces pedophiles.
Why are you coming
Yeah.
at me?
And you're smoking 2 different weed pens at the same time. You
It's
have a
called a
problem.
fucking cocktail, bro.
No, we're actually worried about you, and this is why we're recording on Friday.
Well, then why don't you help me, bro?
No, we're gonna send you
This
somewhere.
is a call for help.
Sass is going to start calling our recording sessions salons instead of recordings.
Yeah, he is.
We're doing a tete-a-tete.
I lost the fantasy
Sit
championship.
down.
To whom?
Brandon,
Wow.
Me and
It
Brandon were
was,
side texting. I was like, Brandon, take his ass down.
Were you
he was
really?
Like, he was like calling me up. He was like, should I?
he was
like,
asking for tips.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
He was like Purdy or Stafford. He was going.
he
back and
texted
forth.
me Purdy or Stafford, and I said, "What the fuck are you texting me for?"
Well, he was calling me up for tips, and then afterwards he was like, "We got the son of a bitch." It took a while. We were rooting on your downfall so fucking hard. Just
that's because I fucking rinsed
knowing,
you.
Huh?
That's because I rinsed you.
You beat me by 3 points.
I
If I made it to the
smoked-
final,
I mean,
I would have won by 20.
Embarrassing performance by Roan.
Wow.
In the semis.
No, because
Embarrassing.
Jalen Hurts got a concussion,
Embarrassing.
and you were popping champagne like Business Insider had just gone under. You couldn't have been having more fun.
I told you I don't root for injury. That's not who I am.
Yeah, you pray for them. You don't root for them.
Dude, I when I lost, it was tough because I lost from Jahmyr Gibbs, who I now have his jersey. And, I didn't want to root against Jahmyr Gibbs. And I definitely would never root for injury against Jahmyr Gibbs because I hope the Lions win the Super Bowl. But the real one was, there was Saturday games and Sunday games. Saturday, because it was Christmas week too, so like a lot of teams had played already. So Saturday going into the 8 p.m. game, it was Commanders versus the Falcons. I had 1 player left to play, and Brandon had 2 players left to play. I had Terry McLaurin, and he had Bijan Robinson and Jahmyr Gibbs, and I was up by 40 points. So I was like, all right, if I can stay on the same pace or around the same pace as Bijan Robinson, like Terry McLaurin, and I can be up by at least 30 by the time that we're going into Jahmyr Gibbs playing, this is an easy win. Terry McLaurin puts up 1.5 points, and Bijan Robinson puts up, 28?
Yep. It's never easy in fantasy, bro. That's when you lost, when you start thinking you were about to have an easy win.
Dude, I literally, I almost cried. I genuinely was like, I don't think I've been that upset in a really long time.
I think that my third favorite sport behind like football and basketball is like my own fantasy football team.
Oh, yeah.
Like I root for it so hard.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, you were dialed
this
in
year.
season.
My first time.
Were you bummed? Are you bummed that you're going to be out of the league next year?
I understand why it's happening.
But like, I would give you a second chance.
I need to know how to do it.
But it's so easy to do. Like,
Nobody told me. The only advice I ever got the entire time was from him.
What if you get
Being like, listen, your guy's hurt. You need to trade him. This is how you do it. Press these buttons in this order.
But you're not retarded, so you should be able to figure that out on your own.
By the time that my whole team
Yeah,
got
I mean, your
injured,
team
I
got
didn't know where to go.
Your
to get
team
new
got away
players.
from you, and there was
but
no
he
point in
picked
recovering.
Christian McCaffrey first overall.
Yeah, you got. I picked Tyreek first.
But
overall.
but then I'm saying, so I hit him up first week, and I was like, pick up Jordan Mason. Like Jordan Mason, like McCaffrey's going to be out. Just take Jordan Mason now.
I didn't even know how to trade or find new players.
But none of us did. And I'd never used Sleeper before.
But I think that you should. This is a good potential solution. You having a co-manager next year.
No. As commissioner, I'm banning that already.
I could easily just watch a YouTube video and figure this out. I just like by the time that
I'll give you 1 month to decide.
Team was completely injured,
But everyone's was. Like, dude,
No,
if I
I
go
know,
back to my
but,
first
like,
week roster, half
then
those players
what?
aren't on my team.
Then I go where? I go into the pool of NFL players I've never even fucking heard of.
Dude, I didn't know who Chuba Hubbard was until fucking week 10.
That's how I
and
know
then he
you're
was
not a ball watcher.
Chuba.
The fact that just the fact that you didn't watch him in college.
Yeah, I don't watch college football. We've been over that 1,000 times.
Is this what always happens in fantasy though? Is that by the end of the season you're picking up players that you've never even heard of?
Yes, 100%.
That's always
Well, unless
it?
you're a ball knower.
You know who Juan Jennings was before this season?
Joanne Jennings? Joanne Jennings, the from Tennessee, the one who went to Tennessee?
No, we know at this point that Sass likes to give them their native pronunciation.
Juan.
It's
Juan
J-U-A-N.
Hennings.
J-A-J-U-A-N.
No, it's not.
Jawan.
Is it?
Yeah. There's Joshua and Jawan, Jawan Jennings.
Dude, there's literally like on the
J-A-U-A-N.
Sleeper app, it literally has a thing that says available players, and then you can sort them by the best available players.
Right. I guess I got very confused. I didn't understand a lot. I mean, I didn't understand it.
Well, it's up to you. You don't have to do it. No pressure. We'd love to have you back.
I can't.
We'd
My
love to
problem
have you
is-
back if you do it. If you don't do it, you will be blacklisted forever.
Forever. You're saying I get one more chance.
You get one more chance, but you have to commit.
Well, you were beating.
I was in first place for the first 4 weeks of the season.
It takes 3 minutes to
I was
update
in
your
first place
lineup.
for a while. I was winning.
And then you lost. You literally lost the league.
Well, because
in
my
any other
quarterback
league, you would have
got
to go
injured
like
for the
sit
rest
in a
of the
fucking
season.
like you'd have to go sleep in the Port Authority for 4 hours.
Right, and if I had known,
You'd have to eat like a
Yeah.
stack of pancakes, drink 45 beers, just
if
so you
those
have
had
10
been
minutes.
we determined the punishments and the prize for the winner before the season, that would have been information that I would have.
Easiest thing to do is to go into the people who are available, click on who is projected to have the most points that week at that position, and just pick that person.
Thanks,
Okay.
Pete. Thanks, Pete.
What?
Repeat.
What do you mean?
I just said that word for word.
Well, no one listens to you.
I just fucking said that word for word.
When did you say that?
Yeah, no one listens to you, dude.
Look, there's going to be higher stakes next year. And honestly, yeah, there's going to be a lot higher stakes. There's going to be a buy-in. I think we're going to stay with 10-man leagues, 10-man teams. I don't know if we'll add 2 more people.
Adding 2 more people could be nice. Che is always a value add.
Che is always valuable, but he didn't want to do it this year because he already had too many leagues.
We need to coerce him. Or a keeper league would also be interesting.
I think we
am
raised the
very
stakes.
interested in a dynasty league.
Yeah.
I think we raised the stakes out
We could
of
do
the
a separate
water
one.
and reverse sear them for a nice caramelized crust.
You use the hook and
High
raise the
heat.
steak.
Yeah, high heat.
I was playing video games with Mook and my buddy Matt when Terry McLaurin was playing, and I had to get off the video games. I like couldn't breathe.
Can I ask a question to our listenership?
I was like, I literally felt like someone just stabbed me in the chest.
I have a question for our listenership. This is how I get answers now. Some people use Chat GPT or AI. I just ask our listenership.
They're like your Alexa.
Cleaning my grill, okay?
Have you ever used an onion? Oh, you're talking about your inside grill.
No, I'm talking about my outside grill.
Your upsteak grill.
Yeah, because I finished my sous vide steaks on the grill, but there was, I think, a lot of, stuff in the grill from the last time I used it, even though I scrape it. So there was a bit of a lot of flame happening. What's the best way to do that? Some people have told me you just crank it all the way to the highest heat possible, turn everything in there to ash, and then sort of, but that sounds dangerous to me and could cause a grill fire.
Well, I think it's dangerous, but if you're watching it, it's probably not that dangerous.
Well, I want distance if I'm gonna crank my grill all the way up to turn it into a fucking
What do you think it's gonna explode?
crematorium. Cause a grill fire
Then just put it out.
with a fire extinguisher.
Or some baking powder. Some baking
Those
soda.
flames are not going down with some baking soda. Also, then what? I've now put baking soda in my grill.
Yeah, clean it again.
Do I need to get into all the way into the weeds with something?
I mean, it's saying right here you could clean it with an onion.
But I don't. That's just for the grill grate. It looks like
He
I
doesn't
have
know what he's talking
the
about.
fake rocks. I have a nice wolf grill, and it's the fake charcoal, whatever pentagons or something.
Yeah.
And there's stuff in between. I've only used it like 4 times, and already there's just tons of stuff catching fire.
Send it back.
What do I do?
There has to be a.
You know what you do? You send it
The way
back.
you open up the bottom.
Yes, I've done that. I've gotten all that out.
You
It's
just gotta
the
clean
stuff
it
that's
every
in
time.
between. There's
I
too
got a
much.
good one for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
A good financial question.
Great. By the way, a lot of people reached out to me about the fact that your business manager is paying your rent, and everyone universally agrees you are losing money and you haven't realized it yet.
Okay, I don't really care about that, but
Great.
this is another real financial situation. So my PlayStation 5, less than 6 months old, the HDMI port on the back has broke.
You know where you? I got the answer for you.
You
take
break,
it to-
I fix.
You break, I fix. I swear to God, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's where this comes into play. So it's still usable. Like it's super finicky. Like I have to fuck with it for like 20 minutes before. Right now it's plugged in, so it's good to go. But I brought my PlayStation home.
Oh,
And then it took me like 30 minutes to get it going. And then I brought it back to New York and it took me another 30 minutes.
that's got to be so frustrating for
It
you.
is. It is. And then I was playing like the other day with Mook and it disconnected and then I just had to get off because it wouldn't fix. So I was looking at getting it repaired. And there's a bunch of places, but You Break, I Fix is the most popular one. And they have great reviews.
Well, it's a brand that you can trust.
It's a brand that you can trust with your brands that you already no longer trust.
Have you lost trust?
Yeah.
You've lost trust in. Yeah.
And so I called, I set an appointment for You Break, I Fix.
Take it to the former Penn State guy that's working there.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
I was going to bring it in, but then I was like, why don't I just call? Like, why am I going to carry my PlayStation across the city
Don't do it.
when I could just call and be like, hey, what's this going to cost? Get all the information.
Yeah.
So I call, I say HDMI port. They say, no problem. We see this all the time. And then they say, it's going to cost $225 to get it repaired. And there's going to be over a week turnaround. PlayStation right now, I could probably get a PlayStation 5 new for $400. Would you, A, turn it in, get it repaired for $225 and not be able to play PlayStation for a full week?
I think did you counter? Did you see did you say something like I was hoping to get this done for like $150? I'll happily pay cash and see if they accept that. That's the type of place I could see them being like, you can actually haggle on price a little.
There has to be a place where you can haggle, even if it's not the good, venerable people at You Break, I Fix. It's New York City. There has to be someone that can do this shit today.
I would look at
but the problem is that
TaskRabbit. I would look at TaskRabbit. I would also put the call out here. Anyone in the tri-state area that specializes in readjusting HDMI ports on PlayStation 5s.
Well, I was going to do it myself, and then I looked it up, and it was like, nah.
It's too complicated.
You got to open up the PlayStation, and you have to have like what is it called? Soldering?
Soldering.
You have to have a soldering kit.
Sodomize.
You have to have a hot iron.
You have that on your stove. That's how you cook your steaks.
I don't know if that would work well with the PlayStation 5. I'm just hovering the open PlayStation 5 over my electric stove.
A nice sear to it.
Melting the new HDMI port and
Just
new
sous
HDMI
videing
port
it
on.
together.
Yeah.
So what do you think I should do? You think I should just get a new PlayStation 5?
Call around.
Put out the call.
Genuinely. If
I'm
this
not
was you-
fucking with you, dude. Every fucking problem I've had in my life, I mentioned it on the podcast, and some amazing person out there reaches out, and we figure it out together.
But if this was you,
Let me ask you another.
say
can
what's
I ask
something
a
that you
follow-up?
use every day that you really enjoy, that you
Sous
like?
vide.
My sous vide,
You sous vide. Say your how much is the sous vide?
I don't know,
About 400
$150
bucks?
It's not that much. $120.
Say it was $400.
Okay.
And it broke, but it was still usable, but it kind of broke. And then someone said they could fix it for $300. You wouldn't be able to use it for a week. You getting it fixed for $300, or are you just gonna say I'm just gonna spend the extra $100 and get a new
You're
one?
trying to justify buying a new PlayStation
Yeah.
5. How long ago you buy it?
6 months ago.
Is it not under warranty?
No,
Really?
it is, but it's not. That doesn't cover it because they look at the. I went through
That
the
sounds
whole
like
thing.
a hardware issue.
It is a hardware issue, but it's an accidental hardware break.
Can you play it right now?
Like it's my fault apparently.
You've reached out to Sony about this?
No, I was on the Reddit and everyone was like, because the HDMI port is like the number one thing that breaks on a PlayStation.
This would be my
and people are
first
saying that it doesn't get covered.
course of action would be to actually hit up Sony or whatever and say like, hey, this happened. It's not working. Lie about why.
Yeah.
And then see if they'll send you a new one or a refurbished one or whatever.
The problem is it's not like it's like a interior problem. It's literally like you can see like the HD, like the actual thing, like the you know how when you put it in, it goes in like that, like a vagina.
Yes.
It's like cracked. Like it's clearly I pulled out the cord too aggressively or something.
Well, you shouldn't have just said that right now, because now you've just waived any of your plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not a liar.
Well, they're gonna listen.
I don't lie.
This is going to be in this. Someone's listening to this in court right now.
I think I'm just gonna ride it out until she doesn't work anymore.
Can,
and I'll
That
get
is
a new
that's
one.
my question. Can it play right now?
Or I will ask about the warranty thing for Sony.
Can
Check
it
that.
play right now?
It can play right now. And it will play today.
So then,
Oh,
just,
she's gonna
just
be
keep,
playing
Then
today.
just keep playing her.
She's gonna be working
Then
overtime.
just keep playing her. What are you talking about? Just wait until it breaks and then get a new one, whatever that is.
Oh man, I cannot wait for the sesh tonight.
I know. I'm excited for you. I was talking
Because
to
Bo's
Mook
going
about
to
it.
Spain tomorrow morning, so this is the last sesh for 3 months.
Wow. What's he doing in Spain?
Going abroad,
For what?
studying. He's getting his master's in Paris.
Really?
Classic. No, he's still in school, and this is his last semester, and he said he was going to go abroad for his last semester.
No
Are you
way.
going to go visit him over there?
So he
He
has
wants us
no
to.
friends. So
What
he
do
has
you mean?
no friends at school.
At school, no. He lives in an apartment in Denver. It's not like he transferred there last year.
So he has like the last semester of school. I feel like everybody just wants to be around to soak up college with their friends for the
Dude,
last.
he's like 24. All the kids that are in school still are like 19.
Oh, he has no friends. No wonder he's buddies
Yeah.
with you, bro.
Yeah.
But it's not like the typical college experience that any of us had.
No shit.
This is like his 6th college.
He's like Nicky Smokes.
He
You
went
guys
to-
are all just
he
egging
went
each
to
other on.
He went to
Who
Ole
can make their
Miss.
early 20s weirder?
You guys all are at the weirdo Olympics for the early 20s.
I don't think we are. I mean, look, he went to Ole Miss, then he went to UVM, and then he went to community college in Denver, and then he transferred to Denver.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, also there was a pandemic that happened in the smack in the middle of that.
Bo going to Ole Miss makes a lot of sense.
It was hilarious. It was so funny
Why?
because his whole life he was like, because his family is like Southern, like from
No
Georgia.
shit. They
And
gotta
and his whole life he's been like, I'm Southern. He's like, I'm gonna go to Georgia or Ole Miss or Alabama, like one of these big schools. And then he went there and just immediately was like, this is the worst decision I've ever made. Like he was in a fraternity and they all had like rifles just like in the house. And he was like, this is not for me.
They didn't treat him like a Southerner.
No. And he had to get like hazed at the fraternity.
That sucks.
That sucks badly.
It was hilarious.
Why didn't he just not join a fraternity?
Because I think when you go to a school like that, I think there's a ton of pressure to join a fraternity.
Like a Southern school, you mean?
Yeah.
Or a big state school?
Like a big state school in the South.
I mean, Penn State isn't in the South, but it's a big state school. There was no pressure. I had an amazing time being nowhere near a fraternity.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I think at Ole Miss, there's a lot of pressure to join a
It's a
fraternity.
big frat school.
To have fun.
There's got to be pressure at Penn State to join a frat.
There was like some people were in frats, but I had like an amazing and complete college experience without ever thinking about joining a frat. I'm sure there's good frats up there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, when it's a lot easier to say when you're out of college rather than when you're 18 years old going to Ole Miss.
Yeah, especially if you don't know anybody there. A lot of people from my high school went there.
It's kind of like a pay to play. No, it really is. Like I remember looking into it, and it was like there was this website. I think it was called like Niche, and it was like you could look up like the reviews of the school, like actual like school shit, and then you could look up like the nightlife and shit like that. And there was like grades, and it was like they say on certain schools, so like if you're going there and you're not planning on joining a fraternity, expect to party significantly less than you would if you were in a fraternity.
What the fuck? There's just an alternate universe where he's just like Ben Mintz.
Yeah, no, literally. Yeah, yeah.
Where he gets hired at Barstool the same way that the whole Ford and Pussy Patrol got hired. Like your whole friend group gets hired because you went to Penn State, he went to Ole Miss.
Well, my sister's gonna go to college soon, and I told her whatever team wins, that's where she's going. Because
so Penn State's on the table.
She's thinking about Penn State or Ohio State.
I hope she doesn't go to Notre Dame.
I don't think she can get in.
Are you caught up on Surviving Barstool?
Yeah, completely.
We did not talk about you getting out in the last episode of the pod, if we want to cover that really quick. Or your episode.
I mean, I'm happy to talk about it.
It was pretty spectacular
and I'm happy to hear about it, brother.
Did you watch it?
Of course.
What'd you think?
I thought it sucked. Well, it sucked that you guys both got knocked out back to back.
You're saying the episode sucked.
No, I thought the episode was good. People were telling me that was like supposed to be the worst episode.
Which one? Where I got booted?
Yeah.
Far from it.
Yeah, I think
there
they
was
had
one
another
earlier
episode.
that was way worse.
I haven't thought any of, dude. That show is like I don't know if you guys have talked to people about it. I think that show is like becoming like a mainstream hit.
Dude, I
is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, let me say something, and I don't know how this is going to be received.
Yeah.
Because it's going to sound like a humble brag, but I hope it's not. From this show, I have had more women reach out to me
I'm not surprised.
than anything else in my life. And a lot of it is people messaging me being like, hey, I watched you on Surviving Barstool. My sister is your soulmate. You guys don't know it yet. She's too shy to message you, so you need to reach out to her. Here's her Instagram. Or like my cousin or something. It's like women hitting me up thinking that based on my performance on a game show that I should marry a family member.
Are you sure they're not robots?
Yes. I
get that DM all the time that's like, hey, I'll send you an ass pic if you message my other Instagram.
That's definitely not what's going on with Francis.
They're robots.
I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to vet what's a real person.
Well, he's not smart enough to know how to add a tight end from the sleeper app, so.
Different skills. You know?
He was born to play this
Different
game.
Strokes. You hired a business manager to pay your rent.
That's not what I hired him for.
And he's siphoning money.
That's not what I hired him for.
Skimming.
He just does that.
He's skimming right now.
He's not skimming.
Okay, so let me just say this. The reason that I brought this up. Stop doing that, women, ladies. I'm flattered, but you're wrong. I am not right for your sister or your cousin. I am a disaster, okay? And if you set us up,
I can fix him.
It will ruin your cousin or your sister's life.
That's not true, brother.
I don't want to do that to her, and they deserve better. So while I'm very flattered and touched, I'm a wreck. Psychologically, and I am damaged, and you should save yourselves.
That's just gonna make them want it more, bro. Don't you fucking get it?
Francis is putting out a call to action.
No,
no more pussy.
No more,
ladies.
No more.
Please stop sending me your tits.
They're not doing that. They're sending me an account that they want me to reach out to, who's somebody that they care about, and they're all wrong.
Yeah.
Because they're wrong about me. They think that I'm the guy from the show. I'm not the guy from the show.
You're exactly the guy from the show.
100%.
I am the guy from the show.
Yeah, definitely.
You're definitely the guy from the show. But that's nice that it's a mainstream hit. It was a good...
Dude, I was home for Christmas and my... Ooh. Just popped a Listerine strip. Shit's got some kick to it.
Wait, are you for real?
Yeah.
You put one in?
Yeah. Strong as
When did
fuck.
you do that?
Just now.
Can I have one?
Sure.
I actually really want one. No, don't hand it to me. Let me take it myself.
Well, no, because I keep my drugs in here.
We're giving it a rattle.
What?
The old West Virginia maiden call.
I keep my Klonopins in here, just in case.
All right, bro, come on.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm not getting high as shit.
Francis goes, thanks.
I'm not missing out on a fucking. There might be a little excess K pin on this.
Dude, this
No.
isn't strong at all. How many did you do?
One.
Do you go roof of the mouth or tongue?
Well, I don't think it really matters.
You had to itch your ear.
You
Look,
were
you're like,
overwhelmed. This is.
I do them all the time. That one just hit a little harder than they usually
This
do.
is whelming. This is not overwhelming.
That one must have had a little K pin in it. That's what it was.
Fair enough.
I thought that there were some scenes that they had cut out of the episode where I got booted that I was like a little bit annoyed that weren't in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's talk about it
Do
really
tell.
quick.
Do tell.
One, so I made, I mean, spoiler, if you're this deep in the episode, it's fucking insane it's fine. It's going to be a spoiler. So if you don't want to hear it, jump ahead. But I got booted this episode. I had a fake idol or whatever. And I was, my plan was to go to Mubi and to try to convince her that it was a real idol. But there was a scene in there where she was like, I can't disobey Dave.
Yeah.
And they didn't put that in. And I was like, you don't have to obey Dave. Like, that's so crazy to say disobey Dave.
Yeah.
That's like, you shouldn't have to. And she was like, I didn't say obey. I was like, well, it's kind of the same thing.
Didn't she start crying?
She cried like the whole episode.
But especially during this meeting where, and like, so I had to like kind of like back off, like, I had to kind of like step away, and because it's
you were
not
like,
that
this is out
deep.
of control.
Huh?
Because you were like, this is out of control.
Well, I was like, she's crying. Like, it's not. I'm not going to keep on being like, please vote for me.
Yeah,
and she
yeah.
starts crying, and I'll be like, fucking get it together.
Yeah.
And I was just
Yeah.
like, okay, it's fine. Like,
As Francis, you would have done that.
What?
You would have been
I
like,
wouldn't
you would have
have.
been like, take a deep breath, figure it out. Mubi, I need you locked in.
He pushed so much harder than I thought he was going to. I remember there was a moment you were like, I need you to look at me right now and tell me you're not going to vote for me or something like that.
To her.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And she couldn't do it, right?
She couldn't really look at me. Yeah. And I did the same, and so I also did the same thing with Big Cat. And I should have noticed, but it was like hard for him to look me in the eye. And I should have fucking picked it up at that second. But he called me. I was like annoyed because he called me before the show and was like, dude, just so you know, you're like one of two people I'll never write your name down.
Did he write your name down?
Yes.
Ah.
He like orchestrated. And then he go out on camera and was like, you like that?
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, what
Did he?
the
No, but
fuck?
he did that that was my vote thing.
Yeah, but he
wrote your name
him
down?
and Dave wrote my name down then. And so
Yeah.
after that, I was like, what the fuck? And so I kept on catching him and Dave walking through the hallway, and like the cameras would be on them and they'd be like whispering to each other about like
Yeah.
what to do. And I would walk up next to them and Big Cat would just be like, I was just saying that I was just telling Dave to vote for me. I was like, no, you're lying right now.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's not what happened.
The Mubi and Dave thing was so funny. And then I listened to the Unnamed show, which I'd never listened to before. And Kirk saying that they were talking about Grace. They were talking about, Kirk said that Dave saying that he can't vote Mubi out was the lowest point of his entire career. And then
Wait, what? Say that again?
Kirk said that Dave saying that he can't vote Mubi out because it'll hurt her personally. Kirk said that was the lowest moment of Dave's career. And then they were talking about Grace. They were talking about Grace. No, okay, this is way funnier. They were talking about Grace O'Malley leaving Barstool.
Uh-huh.
And I guess Dave got into it with Whitney Cummings, and he said that like she's too old to be using a filter on Instagram because she posted something saying that like, how does Barstool have an HR department? And Dave said like, she's like, you're too old to be using a filter on TikTok. And then Kirk was like, Dave would probably have, I think Whitney was like, we should have Whitney Cummings on Surviving Barstool. And then Kirk was like, Dave would probably have her on if we split her in half, have one Whitney, have one Cummings, like age wise. Like if you split her age in half and one of them was Whitney and one of them was Cummings.
Oh my God.
That's good.
That's amazing. But yeah, then I got launched back to the house, and it was just, I mean, I get there, and it's Mincy and Clemmer, but then Francis and Whit, and it's just a blast.
Yeah.
When does it come back? Comes back, I guess this comes out
Today.
Tuesday. It probably comes out
So tonight.
yeah.
Tonight.
So, and tonight's, the episode that is tonight is like, can't be better.
I think
I'm
it's
so pumped.
probably the best
Like
one.
maybe a marquee, maybe one of the couple, like 2 or 3 best episodes, and definitely like a marquee episode for the series, but almost like, I mean, if it's that level, like for reality TV, it's incredible reality.
I
TV.
almost texted Tommy over the break and said, send me the Dropbox. Let me get these episodes.
He has it?
I think he gets them early.
Yeah.
But I didn't, and I'm happy that I didn't.
Right.
Because I thought I was going to want to watch them way more. I thought this week was going to, because I was like, I thought it was kind of dumb that they did the whole break, but now that it's like the break's almost over, I'm kind of like, that was actually
Dave's
probably smart.
explanation also made sense to me.
What did he say?
Yeah, on the Unnamed Show, I think
Let
he had
people catch up.
that, and people are traveling for the holidays and all this, and you just the viewership would be down.
Well, it did a great job of building up like suspense. Like
They
there's
ended
what
it
6 more.
So well too with Kirk finding the idol.
Yeah, it's like a Thanos moment.
Yeah.
I mean, it ends on without that moment, there's a big downturn. As soon as I'm out of the show, they're like, well, who do we look to now?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. When I was home, my cousin's husband was like they don't watch Barstool at all. And he was like, yeah, we're watching it every night.
There are a lot of people like that. And
he was like, we're going back and we're watching the last season now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I know this is preposterous and stupid to do, but I did spend I would just find myself daydreaming at random moments over the last week or so about how I was envisioning a conversation with Roan where I was like, listen, they're coming for me.
Yeah. How you would have done it differently.
I'm going to give you the idol now. They're going to vote me out tonight, and I'll say, damn it, I can't believe I'm going home with an idol in my pocket. And then at the next tribal council, they're going to come for you, but you're going to play the idol.
It would have been such a fucking sick play.
That would have been the coolest thing ever.
Well, dude, it would have been an insane play if I had the real idol and I played with a fake idol the entire time to make them think that the idol was fake, and so they all fucking ganged up on me, and then I was able to use.
That would have been next level.
That would, I mean, that's
then
the
you
kind of
could have
shit you
just
fantasize
taken
about.
one bullet and taken out whoever you wanted. And who would you have taken out if that had been the case?
At that time, I think Dave. I think we were gunning for Dave.
Yeah, we liked that. Yeah.
Sad.
This is it. Yeah. I've been having that same conversation with myself all week.
I've been just
what to do
daydreaming
different.
about
Would
it.
you do the next season?
No. No, I was thinking more like I was going to say fantasy football. That's what I was thinking about.
You
what I
wouldn't
could
do
have
the
done
next
different.
season? No chance?
If I started James Cook instead of Terry McLaurin, I would have won by 1 point.
Can I just add one more thought? I listened to like 19 Louis albums on the drive to Maine and back. And he has a joke in one of them that resonated so much with me.
Yeah.
Where he talks about how he sits first class on planes, and then a lot of the time a military member will get on the plane and he envisions himself giving up his seat and going to sit in their seat. And he's so proud of himself for even having this idea that he's like congratulated himself.
Yeah,
he never does it.
Yeah.
He never does it, but he's actually told himself good for you for just thinking it. Like, that's how I've been with this idea about giving Roan the idol.
Like,
I've
good
just
for
been
you.
like, it gives me pleasure to think of how much we outwitted those guys that were trying to get us out.
In a move that never happened.
happened.
we
It
got
was
outwitted.
fucking preposterous.
Dude,
It's so funny.
You said you re-listened to Sorry, right?
Yeah, that was the one I had listened to already, and I re-listened to it, and you had told me it was your favorite, and it is my favorite.
Yeah. Dude, the bit in that where he says, he talks about his dog, and he's like, it's so weird, like living with this animal, and we think like Like they just like they make
Oh, yeah,
decisions.
watching TV.
He's like they make decisions. Like they'll get up and they'll leave the room, and you're like you don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
He's like my whole life, all I've thought they just walk in the room and they just go dog.
Yeah, I love that. But also when he's talking about, like, what does the dog think when he just sits and watches TV for like 4 hours?
Yeah.
He's watching him being like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah.
Why isn't he doing anything at all?
Dude, I don't know if I told you, I was at the stand. This was the day I got back to New York. I was at the stand on Friday or Saturday last week, and I had 3 spots, and one of them was at 7:30, and then my next 2 were like 11:30 and midnight. So I left and came back, and then I got back, and it was like pretty empty because there's only one more show left, and it's already seated. So I was just upstairs sitting with like one of the managers and a comic. And then the manager got up and went and did something, and I was just like sitting on my phone. And then I looked up, and Louis was just sitting like at the table with me and this other comedian, and he was talking to her, and I wasn't saying anything. Like I didn't say like my heart was beating like 300 beats per minute, and he kept looking at me to see if I was laughing, and I just would like laugh as hard as I could every single time. And then he got up and he was like, "All right, see you guys," and I was like, "See you, man." And that was it. I had not a single thing to say. I literally did not say a single word.
That's for the best, though.
Yeah, I thought I was literally listening to him talk, sitting there, and I was like, anything that I say is going to be the wrong thing.
Just be like, right?
Yeah. They were talking about like working out, and I was like, anything that I chime in with here will be the wrong thing.
Yeah, it's
I'm
not really your
going to say
wheelhouse of a
anything.
conversation anyway.
But
Yeah.
no matter what you said, it would just come off as like there's no way you're going to have like the perfect joke.
Yeah.
That's going to represent how you want your sense of humor to be represented to Louis C.K. in your first meeting to make this lasting impression. It's better to be forgettable, I think, in that scenario.
So
than being
I was definitely forgettable.
Memorable for another
I don't
reason.
think he even considered that I was a comedian.
He was like, yeah, it was me and like a ghost. Was there. Me, a woman, and a ghost. That's so funny. That's fucking great, though.
That's awesome.
Well, it was this Sienna from the stand was sitting there, and they were talking like, and then he got up and left, and I was like, "Are you guys friends?" And she was like, "No, we've spoke like twice." And I was like, "Well, that seemed like you guys have known each other for like 30 years."
Was he performing?
Yeah.
He performed at the stand that
Yeah,
night?
and I wasn't there because I had to go home and play fucking Call of Duty.
Downstairs?
Yeah.
Were you performing downstairs?
No. I performed downstairs after him
Really?
on another show.
Oh, on another show. That's so funny. That would have been, I mean, that'd be a fucking incredible
If I just stayed, I would have been able to see
Well,
it.
it does go to show. I mean, you get to a point where you're like, how many more times do you need to be shown that you playing 19 hours of video games a day is actually is keeping
Dude,
you
I mean,
from
it was 7th. I finished my
your
spot.
amazing life
I
experiences.
finished my spot at 7:45, and my next spot was at 11:30.
That's why you
and
should be
I
drinking.
lived 10 minutes away from the club. What was I going to do? Just sit there for 4 hours?
What night was it?
I think if
Saturday?
Louis shows up, you're like,
Oh, I didn't know
Saturday night.
he wasn't there when I left.
yeah.
But it's Saturday night at the stand.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a bummer.
Like, I could see on a Tuesday night you being like, okay, well.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I
I
wasn't
guess
going
Tuesday
to. I
night
wasn't
is
going to
sneaky,
sit
the
there
best
for
night for comedy
4
in the city.
hours.
Tuesday, all the touring comics are home. Little life hack.
Yeah.
All right, I got to get the fuck out of here.
All right. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Oh, I'm going to be in Phoenix, Arizona this weekend.
I've got some dates now.
Yeah?
I'm coming back.
Francis is back on the road?
Franny boy.
But more importantly, I'm not going to be in Phoenix this weekend.
There we go.
I'm going to be in Bloomington, Minnesota. And there's actually a lot of tickets already sold, so those will maybe sell out.
Bloomington, Indiana?
Probably not. No, Minnesota.
Interesting.
In the Mall of America.
Ooh.
My favorite club.
Well, they have a great Gap there. Remember we both bought underwear?
Oh, yeah.
at
Great
that-
Gap there.
And we rode the roller coaster.
That's the kind of weekend that you want to come with maybe a half full suitcase.
you put
you don't know
it's
what
two
you-
suitcases.
you don't know
Put
what
the
you're
tiny
gonna be picking up.
suitcase inside the big one.
All
You
right.
don't know at the Gap at the Mall of America. And say, Francis, what's your avails?
I'm going to be in Washington, D.C. at the Comedy Loft with John Feidelberg will be featuring for me there.
Wow.
That is the first weekend in February 6th to the 8th.
So that's a long way away. Let's go ahead and just hammer this Bloomington, Minnesota date.
Wait, fights?
Different strokes for yes, different strokes for different folks. If you like the comedic stylings of Little Sasquatch, go to his website. If you like If you live in DC, which is a completely different city from Bloomington, Indiana, go to punchup.live/Francis Ellis. It's also in my Instagram link in my bio. And then I'll be going to Providence in April as well. And a lot of these tickets are actually moving pretty quickly. I would guess on the heels of my performance in Surviving Barstool. So
Time
go
to
ahead.
add the 430 shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bloomington, Minnesota, Phoenix, Arizona, Toronto's coming up. I got Boston coming up. That'll sell out. I got Atlanta, Georgia. That'll sell out. I have Westminster. I don't even know where that is. Somewhere
All right,
in
let's
Canada.
hit these ads.
Seattle, Portland, Stanford, Winnipeg, Edmonton, Philly in May.
We're in May. We're talking
That's
about
all.
May right now.
I may as well get them all out there.
May as well.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.